Punish him.
Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Welcome. This is the Jeranism show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the Speaker's Corner, where we speak truth, see truth. Speaker's Corner, yeah, they see through, we see you. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is all on the Speaker's Corner. 2 minutes hit the spotlight. Speaker's Corner, where 2 minutes gets your mind right. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is all on the Speaker's Corner.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Speaker's Corner. It's the number 4,733rd number one show on YouTube, which is pretty good. It's moving up, too. It's trending up, and you can't ask for anything more than that. Let me bring you aboard here. We've got a little slight issue going on, but I think I fixed it, possibly? Maybe not. We will see. Okay, we're there. No, we're not fixed it. What is going on with that graphic? Okay, now go away. Thank you. I fixed it. Welcome to the show, everybody. Is my mic on? Yes, we're all good. Is the chat working? Let's check. Who's the most recent? We've got Nelson at the 12:05 a.m. Let's clear that out. Nelson, how are you? Oh, we can't do the chat on this screen. I see what we're doing. I see what's going on. Let's get rid of the... what's going on now? Hold on a second. We're not doing well. What is that about? Oh, it's over there. Okay, let's move it over here. Weird. I don't know why it's over there today. All right, let's get through the sponsors real quick. We've got first up TruthSmacks. All you got to do is go to truthsmacks.com. Get yourself a delicious morsel and spread truth at the same time. What's better than that? So do that today, and then also you can hit the resources tab and you get all kinds of fun stuff. Germ Theory Exposed as just a theory, and so you got that going for you. And then we've got second THCshow.live. And if you want to get one of these dope ass hats, you can do so. Just go to THC, hit the shop THC merchandise, and scroll down here, pick up this hat right here. And I do believe that if I'm not mistaken, the hat with the LED lights is on sale. Yeah, $40, and you can still get the 10% off if you put in the coupon code Jaron420. So that is a steal of a deal, and you should get one of those. And then also we've got JJ's CBDrub.com. So get yourself some homegrown, not weed, would be nice. It is weed, but kind of not really. JJ's Natural CBD Rub. That's at jjscbdrub.com. So see, that's quick. We're done with that already. Welcome to the show, everybody. Let's get that off there and let's bring this over here. And let's get ready for some Speaker's Corner. Now, of course, we've already got some issue here. What is going on with... Oh, I see. Wait, what? I'm so lost. How is that the same screen as that? What am I tripping on? That's weird. All right, well, who knows? All right, we've got the time up there, although, you see, I was cleaning up my computer, and what I did is I forgot, and I can't find the clock, so I just got this. It's kind of a half a clock. It'll kind of work. And, oops, I'm going to keep hitting my head on that all night. Let's move that away a little bit. And let's see here if the chat's working, and then we'll be ready to go. Hey, Crystal in the house with the 420. There you go. She is on the board. What's up, Nelson? How you doing? Jason White in the house. What's up? Robert Winsman. Yo. Seen the Giants running with trees on snow. Nice. 406 Findings is in the house. Who's this? My Comage says God's Debris by Scott Adams is spot on in a similar vein as your worldview. Scott Adams, the health ranger? Or no? I don't know if we're talking about the same guy. Ken Wheeler just knocked the socks off of Nathan and QE, then Quantum BS. What do you mean? What happened? Just knocked the socks off of Nathan. Their Quantum BS. How did he do that? He addressed them directly? Or what do you mean? Maybe I'm confused a little bit. We've got Young Willie in the house. You know, Young Willie's not that bad. I go by Big Willie, but, teach their own. We've got Let's Roll With It, Baby. Super Dave in the house. Flat Out Fencing also in the house. Claudio Miranda, good evening to you as well. Awesome. Sneaker Subculture. I like that name. What's up? What's up? Let's go. Sounds like Alex Stein. Super Dave is here. 2015, or I don't know what that is. 2015. Says 100. We got Radomire in the house. We got King Shin, and he is a member. Nice job. Way to be a supporter of the channel, which I need a few more, or else somebody's going to go back to work soon. Scott Adams, as in the Dilbert artist. Oh, yes, somebody different. Rune Dragon is here, everybody. Rune Dragon. The show can go on. We were ready to cancel it, Rune. Sounds like we've got some people showing up in the... So what we're going to do, just so you know, let me put this up on the screen first. We're going to do the first hour only at StreamYard. So you have to use the tinyurl.com/cornerism. And let me put it up here. And then we're going to move over to Rokfin, and then we'll do phone calls. So otherwise it's too expensive for me. Too expensive. So let's bring this up, and where's a good place to put that? See, everything's blocking the damn screen now. Let's go down here. No, it's not that good. So at the bottom of the screen there, now you've got the URL. We're going to have to move Rune Dragon up a little bit here. He's in the way. Rune, you're always in the way, man. Oh, boy. I just wanted to get rid of you, and I can't even do it. All right, maybe we'll move it over this way a little bit. See if that's any better. Okay, we cleared... Oh, what happened? I lost you. 1 second. There we go. See, this is why you don't smoke before the show, Jern. All right, let's move it down a little bit. There we go. So tinyurl.com/cornerism, and you should be in. Make sure you mute, please, if you'd be so kind. And let's see if there's anybody in Rokfin that we need to bring on the chat. Yeah, we got some people in there. Chris Jones in the house. And I don't know how you say that. I always talk to the guy, but what is it? Orez? Ovidigen? I don't know. What grade do I get on that? Can I get a B+ at least? Or no? Is it going to be a C or D? What do you give me? What do you give me? Orez Ovidigen. I think it works. I really do. All right, let's bring it back over here. We're just going to fix this Rokfin chat. We're ready to go. Here we go. And boom. Properties. Drop this in there. And yo. Hopefully you guys had a chance. If you haven't had a chance, check out my 2-hour video I uploaded a little while ago. Thing took like 2 hours to upload, and then it was at 144p. I've never seen anything. It looked like I drew the video with crayons. That's how bad it looked. James C. Peanut. Hey, a super chat. What do you know? Appreciate the work. Dig the pirate chain drip. Nice. That is Box Spring Bandicoot. Sweet. We got Salmon Chinoksky is the Ether. Flat Sabbath in the house. Tom Buddhas. Hello, everybody. Rune Dragon is here, everybody. Don't worry. We're all right. Rune Dragon is here. And let's go check out the best place to be, which is going to be on the StreamYard. We got people showing up. It's the same person. Maybe we keep showing up. Let me see here. Let's get it back over. All right, and let's do it. Let's bring them on. Let me see if you're here. Sacred Knowledge. Why can't I get rid? There we go. Boom. Add to
We're all
stream.
right.
All right. Can you hear me okay today?
And let's go check out the
You got to mute.
the best place to be, which is going to be on the StreamYard.
Sacred.
We got people showing up. It's the same person, maybe.
Sacred.
Let me see here. Let's get it back over.
Gonna give you 10
All right,
seconds.
and let's bring them on.
Sacred. You got to turn off the. You're on.
Sacred.
Turn off the. Mute the other thing.
All right, hold on.
Can I get rid? There we go. Boom. Add to.
Can you hear me?
There you go. You got it. You almost got kicked off the show.
Sorry about that.
Would have been devastating.
I thought I thought you couldn't hear me, so usually I could hear myself right away. How you doing tonight?
Fantastic. Oh, let's do that. Makes it easier for you to see. All right, good. So we're all good. Your screen looks good. My screen looks good. Beautiful. I'm going to do 3 minutes tonight because people said 2 minutes isn't enough, but they said I got to hold it to 3 minutes. So we're going to try that. We are going to do 3 minutes a call, and I'm going to be a little bit more strict, even though I'm high, which usually makes me very complacent. But let's go ahead and see if the 3 minutes is set. Even though I lost my little clock. That's why you don't move shit around on your computer with OBS. All right, your timer is going, and commence.
I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Would you like? I wanted to ask you two choices of something to talk about.
Okay.
One being the 666 in the Book of Revelations, the real meaning behind it.
Okay.
Or you want to talk more about this Yahweh character, which is actually, in my opinion, not what people think it is. But
both those sound interesting. Can we do half and half?
Sure. I'll give you like a quick rundown of the 666.
Okay.
Or what I've figured out that it means actually is because there's in this realm there's duality. So everything has duality. Even the human has a female and a male side. The female being the energy body, and the male side being the physical body. That's it. So that part, that's our physical and male right there. But we have a left and right brain. We have a right brain, which is a female brain, which is very intuitive and creative, and a left brain, which is the male brain, and it's mathematic, logical, and linear thinking. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Book of Revelation, it talks about how he bore the number of a man. And that number was 606 score and 6. So what does that mean? The number of a man. Well, what it's talking about is male energy, because in Kabbalistic numerology, number 3 is female energy, 6 is male energy, and 9 is the number for balance, because 6 plus 3 equals 9. So 6 is male energy. So what it is a spell saying keep them in the left brain, in the male dominant brain where it's logic only. Keep them out of the right brain, away from the feminine, which is intuition, because there's so many secrets that they're keeping from us that's how they keep us asleep. So that's what it's 666. You know?
Okay, I kind of got it.
I mean, kind of. It's hard to explain, and I haven't explained it in a long time. But it's 6 is the number for male energy. So if it's the number for a man, the number of a man is 666. It's just telling you male energy, and it's like a spell to keep us unintuitive. That's why the feminine is suppressed, because if we keep them in the left brain, which is the male dominant kind, it's not intuitive. It's more show me proof and I'll believe it. But the female brain is intuitive, and she knows the truth without having to see the proof. You know what I'm saying? So, and we use them both in unison. That's how we can figure things out properly. So they keep us out of balance in our left brains.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to show you what I think the 6666? Well, not that I think it is, but it's something I heard a while back, and I was like, it seems to work. I don't know. Let me see if I can show this screen though to everybody. Don't know how I'm going to do this. If I move it here, can you see that purple square? What happened here?
Finish him.
Okay, we're going to move it this way a little bit. All right, move it this way. Now you can see that purple square, yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody can see it? All right. Where is my drawing pad? That's weird. Okay, here we go. So this is what I think it is. I don't know if you've ever heard this term. It's Latin. Let me make sure I spell it right first. And let's see here. See if this is spelled correctly. I think it'll be spelled right. I think I could do the math in my head. So it's vicarius, right? Vicarius, I believe. And then, oops, that's way too big. We'll move that down a little bit. About 50. And
B
text.
words.
Okay, there we go. Vicarious, and then the next word is Filii, I believe. Filii, yeah, I believe that. And then DEI. Have you ever heard that?
No, what is that?
So vicarious, I think it's Filii Dei, is how you say it, is the Latin for vicar of Christ. It's the Pope's name, right? It's Christ, Christ on earth. All right. So the Pope is the vicarious Filii Dei. And if you do numerology, you're not going to come up with any number that's good to look at. But let me show you something that's pretty crazy. So if we take that's way too big. Let's go with a 4. Okay. So you've heard of Roman numerals, yes?
Yes.
So a V is a 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we've got 5. We've got a 1 for the I. We've got a C, which is 100. So right there, we've got 106 so far. And then we've got an A, which isn't a Roman numeral. We've got an R, which isn't a Roman numeral. And we've got another I. So that's 107, I believe. Yep. And then you've got, what is, D is 500, correct? So we've got 501. If you, there's no such thing as an E. The D is 5. The I is 1. So we've got.
D is, they use a D a lot for everything.
Wait.
When they say the.
Oh yeah, what's a D? D is 50?
Devil.
No. What's a D in Roman numerals?
Oh.
Or is it not? No, I can't remember. Yeah, it is. It's 50, right? I think, or no, 500. So what did I say? Oh yeah, I already did that one. So the D is 500. So 501 would be that final word. And then we've got Philly, which there's no F. I don't think, is there? Wait, F is, I don't think there's an F. No. So there's no F. There's an I here, which would be 1. And then what's an L? I always forget my Roman numerals. L is what in Roman numerals? You don't know?
I don't know all the Roman numerals. I wish I
There's
did.
not that many of them. 50.
Yeah.
So you got 1 plus 50 plus 1 plus 1. So it's 53, I believe. So we got 53 plus 501 would be 554. And then we had 106 over here. Wait, now I've all got screwed up. I thought it was 666. My math is wrong. Vicarious Filii D. You've seen it before. You've got the V is 5. That's 6. That's 106. Oh, wait, we didn't get that. 107.
This stuff is very intricate, the way that it fits together like a puzzle in some ways.
Yeah, it'd be
And
crazy though if it.
Sometimes it's beyond, I think, what I think intended it to be. Whoever did that, there's something else higher that intended it to even fit together even more.
Why did I think
crazy.
it did that? I don't know why I thought it was, because now I'm looking at the math and it doesn't work out.
But the male energy part, though, how do you explain that in the Book of Revelations? You know what I mean?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's why it's like a riddle. There's a lot of different little things on it. But I must be doing something wrong because I'm pretty sure it added up to that in the past. But I don't know how it would add up to 666 now. I'm looking at it. Let me try and see if I can figure it out. So it is Vicarious Filii D, and then you've got yeah, I don't know why I think that it adds up to 666, but I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Maybe my math is wrong. Is anybody seeing it where I'm not? Vicarious Filii D, okay, which is 5.
And everybody throws up the 6 now.
6.
It's a mudra. That's a yoga mudra, but they turn it into like a.
So this is definitely 107, right? Oh no. Wait. I'm trying to make sure you don't have to go. Don't you have to go backwards if it's like behind the letter? No. So there's not there. That's a 6 plus a 1. It's 107. Then you have F. Is what did I say F was? Nothing. So that's just 3. Oh, that's the L minus 1. That's what it is. So an L is what? What did we say? See, this is why I don't get high before the show. What
like
was?
I said, I don't know.
What happened over here? Oh boy. Okay.
Where did you come up with this on your own, or did someone tell
No, I
you?
remember seeing it a while back, but thinking like, wow, that's really so. Okay, that's what it is. So then this L is minus this one, so it'd be 49. Then you've got. No, that doesn't seem to work either. That would be 49, then 50, 51. Still not going to add up to 666. Somebody's going to see what I'm doing wrong somewhere. And then D is 500. EI would be 501. What's that add up to? No, not even close. That's 6. 608 plus 51. 668. I must be doing something wrong. All right. Did you want to cover anything else? Or you all good?
Well, I wanted to add to one thing that you've been saying a lot. That it's a good point that people don't understand or don't. I never hear anyone say this. Is that it's very disempowering too.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of disempowering stuff in the Bible, and I think that people need to notice that it takes we give all our power away. We being gods on earth, being creator gods, and having the right to say that. Like see, the problem is we don't know what our ancient past is. We got amnesia. But if we knew, we would know
Right.
if more people knew, we would wake up to what we really are. We're starting to, but it's all just controlled, a controlled release. I don't want to take up too much time, but what I'm saying is just that that people aren't realizing how much they really are God, and we're so willing to hurt each other and kill each other and stuff. We're killing God. We give, and then we're putting all that love that we should be giving to humanity to some invisible thing that you can't see or hear. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, because the problem with it is that we don't see each other as that way. That's how I want to teach my son, is to look at everybody as, as a piece of God.
Correct.
It doesn't matter if they have different beliefs than you or whatever. Just they're still just
Hey,
as important as you.
The ancient world had one rule. I don't know how I know this. I just intuitively know this, that the only law was the golden rule. That's where that term golden rule comes from, because we don't know what the golden rule is. And it's do not violate another being's free will. That's off of that one rule, they built an insane civilization that was beyond anything we can fathom. And now in this world, the golden rule is the opposite of that. Is see how much you can violate another human's free will without them realizing it. That's our golden rule now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. It's, in fact, when I quit my job, my wife and I started that bookstore, and our slogan was, the golden rule sellers, the golden rule store, where we tried, if people just wanted us to look at books with them or look at pages, we just tried to do everything. Didn't do work. Didn't do too well. We didn't make too much money. All right, I'm gonna let you go. We got a lot of people lined up. Thanks, though.
All right.
We got Brenda Debates.
Good evening, Jeranism.
Hello, Brenda. How are you?
I'm a globe earther.
I know who you are. Are we gonna fold any babies like Jesus did chairs, or no?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just saying that I did my due diligence. I did the research. I looked it up, and I thought logically, clearly, and coherently.
Fantastic.
And came to the conclusion that the Earth is indeed a globe. That we didn't go to the moon. we have craft on Mars. We've been to the sun. We've been to
wait. So
how do you back?
And the way you know that is by looking it up.
And reasoning, by reasoning.
Right, but if somebody was deceiving you, both looking it up and by your deductive reasoning, you would come to the same conclusion. It's being pushed as a lie, right?
No.
Oh.
No. So
you really don't have any proof
if they were deceiving me, I could know that.
How would you know if they're telling you that there's a craft on Mars? How would you know that they're deceiving you?
There would be inconsistencies.
Oh, so there's not inconsistencies in the fact that...
Correct.
So have you seen me show that picture that they showed just recently of the sunset on Mars, and it's lighting up the entire atmosphere?
Yeah, that's how light works, Jaron.
There's no atmosphere on Mars.
Yes, there is.
How much?
Not much.
Yeah, 1% of the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, but it's still an atmosphere.
Well, if you look at the pictures from the moon, it's a completely black sky. You look at Mars, and there's an atmosphere.
Yeah, they don't have Mars. The moon does not have an atmosphere.
Right. So it should be closer to looking like the moon than it should be to Earth. How about when they sent their craft to Mars, and it was going in at about 12,000 miles per hour, and then it slowed down to land nice and easily in about a minute? How did it slow down?
Yeah, they had balloons, right? They had parachute.
Okay,
they had brakes. They had ways, and they had ways of slowing it down.
Does a parachute work in 1% of the Earth's atmosphere? That'd be the equivalent.
A really big one will. Yes. A big one will.
How so?
What
difference does the size make? So at Dwayne Kellum's balloons, when he does his helium balloons, we don't see the parachute open till like 50,000 feet.
Right. So Dwayne Kellum, the one that clearly shows the curvature of the Earth in his video, that one?
I know he's got like a ton. Depends on which camera he used.
Yeah. It clearly shows the curvature of the Earth.
Which one? Which one is what number are you telling me?
There's one of Dwayne Kellum's, right, that clearly shows the curvature of the Earth.
So, Brenda,
I don't have it to hand. So,
Brenda, is your eyesight the same
I'm
as
trying not to.
Hold on,
I'm
I'm
trying
asking a
not
question.
to be.
Can I ask a
I'm
question?
trying not to be like. Okay, go ahead.
So, is our eyesight the same as a radius of a circle?
Our eyesight. I don't know what that even means.
Okay, so can you see further left and right than you can straight ahead, or can you see equal distance in every direction?
I still don't know what that means. It's an incoherent question, right? We see the light that hits our eyes, and that light can come from a star that's a million light years away.
No.
There's
So I'm
nothing-
talking about if you're looking out, let's say you're in a huge field, okay? A huge field, and it's just wide open every direction, and you're looking straight ahead, and you can only see so far. We know that, right? So
Yeah.
if you started to turn your head in any direction, you can't see further right or left than you can straight ahead, right? You're actually the radius of a circle. As you turn, your eyesight is the radius of a circle.
Yeah, that's your horizon, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
So that would always be curved, correct?
You'd be standing in the center of a circle, yeah.
Correct. So if you went up in a balloon and you were looking at a flat Earth, how would that present itself to you?
As a circle.
Right. Interesting.
But it wouldn't curve.
What do you mean? How does a circle not curve?
It wouldn't curve.
So then,
It
according
would
to
be
you,
straight. If you're in the middle of a circle,
yes.
that line is straight.
How could it be straight? If you're turning,
Because you're in the middle of it. You're looking at it edge on.
yeah, but if you start to turn to the left, it just is always going to be straight.
Take a plate and look at it edge on. It's straight.
Well, you'd be a little bit above the plate, right?
If it's a really big plate, you wouldn't be able to tell, would you?
I think you would still see a circle. Think about
You'd
if
be
you're
wrong.
Think
You'd be
about if
wrong.
you're think about if you're looking out at the ocean, right? So you're
Yeah.
seeing the horizon there, or at least the apparent horizon, straight ahead. Do you
I
think
mean,
you
the
can
visible horizon. That's what apparent means. Apparent means visible.
invisible?
No, visible. That's what apparent means. Apparent means visible.
Okay, why'd you correct my wording?
Right, because people like to play word games in flat Earth.
I'm not playing any word games. I'm just asking you a question. So
I think you do.
okay, well, your 3 minutes is up. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, maybe I'll call back again. Maybe sometime we can arrange some sort of a debate or something
That'd
if you
be
like.
fun. Oh, so much fun.
My
Can't wait.
channel is Brenda Debates.
There you go.
And thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with Impulsive Exams in the house. What's up, Impulsive? Kick from studio. Kick us. You there?
Yo,
What's up?
how you doing, man?
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Wanted to respond to something real quick to the conversation you were just having. I literally just got back from Miami today, and I was standing in the airport, just got through security. I see two pilots walking by, and they were going up an escalator, so they were about to like go behind a wall. And real quick, I was like, "Do you ever have to determine?" I forgot what I said. You ever have to judge for curvature when you're flying? Something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them acted like he didn't hear me, and the other one was like, "It's flat." It's flat. Yeah, and I was so surprised to hear that, and I was so happy. Like, it made me feel good because I'm like, wow, like somebody's honestly honest.
I wonder if they're talking though, because I did the same thing, and the pilots kind of laughed and said that, like almost like it's they're having fun with it at this point. Oop, I lost you. You turned black. You went blackface on us. Unbelievable. Look at the racism on this.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you're good.
I think that they're not allowed to talk about it. I think that they could lose their job.
Well, they can get for sure. Yeah, they can get put on the sidelines like that girl that came and spoke on Globebusters and then got 5150 basically.
Yeah, I think that's why that he responded that way. Like he was just like, one of them didn't want it, like acted like he didn't really hear me when I clearly said it loud and everyone heard me.
Right.
And then the other one, like, it's flat. And then just like, he knew he was about to go behind the wall, so I wasn't going to see him anyways. And yeah, I was just like, I just felt good to hear that. But one thing I wanted to ask you, I was like, do you think that there's anywhere on the planet right now, or on this plane that is...
What did you call it?
Plane. I'm sorry, it's plane.
Oh, I was gonna say it's just
anywhere on this plane
Okay.
We're free from chemtrails. Do you think there's anywhere that we can move to where we won't have to be under these chemtrails?
Well, I mean, if you move way off grid somewhere or something, but no, I think it's pretty much. You'd have to go way north or way south, and even now I'm thinking about it, way north is going to still get it. No, I don't really know if you can get away from that.
It's really disappointing because I was just in Sarasota and we went to the beach and there was all these chemtrails over the sky. And what do you know? The next day they say that the water is too poison. There's something in the water, bacteria, that was not good to swim. And no spillage was in there was no reports of any spillage, sewage in the water. And people were literally at the beach, clearly looking up at these clouds that looked like energy waves. And then the next day, they just came on the news and said the water has got type of bacteria, you can't swim in it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that sounds like something's up for sure. So,
yeah, a lot of weird shit going on. A lot of weird shit, especially like every day we see, like especially where I live in New York, like we see chemtrails every day. Like it's nonstop. They're hitting us like every day with that shit.
Yeah, I think that the crazy thing about the human body is that we can process anything. Not that it's healthy for you, but
we learn to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, look at the people who drink a fifth of vodka every day, right? If I tried to do that, I would be on the floor because I don't drink. But somebody can do it; their body just gets used to processing that. And look at meth heads that might smoke a bunch of meth every day and they can still live. It's because, I mean, granted, they don't look great, but you know what I'm saying? That your body learns to kind of process things. So I think even with whatever they're spraying in the sky, your body just kind of learns to deal with it. Still not healthy. I'm not saying by any stretch it's healthy, but I don't know if you can get away from them though.
I mean, I speak to a lot of people like this because I'm curious because I can't be the only one. A lot of people that get up early, they go to work every day, they feel the same thing I feel. Like even if you get a good amount of sleep, you feel lethargic, and there's no explanation for it. You're eating right,
getting old.
Yeah, you're just getting tired, and we don't know why. And I think it's because a lot of this 5G shit, 5G radiation.
Maybe. How long do you sleep?
I sleep about 6 hours a night.
Okay.
7. Sometimes 8 hours if I really want to, but I try to sleep 6 hours.
See, for me, if I sleep 7 or 8, then I'm tired all day.
Okay.
So I try and do like 4 to 6. But it's
you
just,
don't want to.
It's weird that you would think, because I remember being told, I'll get 8 hours sleep or whatever. But I noticed that if I do try and get more sleep, then I'm more tired throughout the day, which is strange.
Do you sleep with your cell phone in your room?
No.
Yeah, apparently you're not supposed to sleep with your cell phone in your room.
We actually have no electronics at all in the room. In the bedroom.
That's really good. That's not a lot of people don't know about that, but that's like the number one thing to help you get better sleep.
Another thing is the direction of your bed should always be east-west, not north-south.
I have to check that. I don't even know.
Yeah.
What direction?
Yeah, if you're north-south, actually I think one of those is okay if it's either with your head at the north or your head at the south. I'm not sure which one. But if you're east-west, you're good no matter which way it is, because then it's in line with the rising and setting of the sun.
Wow, I never knew that. That's crazy.
Finish him.
All right.
Well, man, I really appreciate you letting me come on, talk real quick. Definitely hope we can speak more in the future.
All right. I hope to talk to you soon. We'll get a show together.
Hell yeah, man. Sounds good.
All right. Peace.
Thank you. Take care.
This is a very good comment here. Box Spring Bandicoot says smoking meth is definitely good for you. See, this is the thing. Whatever they tell you in the mainstream, it's the opposite. So let's get some meth and have a meth night.
Ugh.
All right, I'll pass on that. What's up?
Hey.
We've got Aaron in the house. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, so Monday I gave my wife a remote target.
Okay.
Called the A3 this time. Third one.
Okay.
This one was pretty remarkable. So here.
See if we can see
it's
it.
dark in here and I can't turn on lights, but
okay, I can kind of see it. What is the column she's separating out in? Yeah, what's she separating in columns there?
See, hear, feel, smell, color, and shape.
Okay. So you gave her the target.
But this picture,
and this is the target was something you were thinking of, or did you cut it out of some paper? Or what did you do?
All right. So the target was something I was thinking of.
Okay.
This, let's see, this right here.
The only thing I would say is you probably want to at least get some sort of physical picture, because just the way our minds work too, I think that you could even reshape what you were thinking of to kind of match hers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying you did that, but I'm
All
just
right,
saying
well-
you could do that.
Right.
ahead.
So, okay, I'll tell you the target.
Okay.
And you can actually go to Google Maps and see it. This is not a place she's ever been to or seen.
Okay.
It's actually the place I was born at. Because I was born and raised in the back behind a church in like a, what do they call that? A parsonage. Yeah. And so anyway, that the church is Country Bible Church in Capay, California. And if you Google it and go into Street View, you would see that same building that I showed you from the front.
What is it
This
called?
guy right here. It even
What is the name of it?
Country Bible Church from Capay, California.
Okay.
It looks exactly like this. It even has a double roof on it.
Wow.
And a like a center step thing. So some of the things that she was getting on it was like
What's that noise?
like
Oh.
might be my children.
No, it's
They're
like a little
still
beeping noise or
running
something.
around.
You don't hear that? No, just sounds like a weird, annoying sound. Go ahead.
No,
You're
I
right.
don't hear it.
Okay.
It could be the AC or something. I don't know. Yeah. So basically, she was getting humid, warm. That's all. Because this is out in the country. It's like right on the Sacramento River.
Yeah. I'm
So it's
looking at
very
it here.
humid. There's orchards all around. Yeah.
And you lived near there? You grew up near there?
Yeah, I grew up there. Right? I'm not there now. No,
Mhm.
I'm up more north, maybe like an hour and a half north from there. But yeah,
Pretty crazy.
Right now, I'm basically by Shasta Lake is where I live.
So you guys should do
so this
some.
is-
I don't know how you can go further with it. Take it further. She's obviously good at it.
Yeah, no, she's seeing things. I was even joking. I was like, "Aren't you glad I didn't give you Hillary Clinton?" Like,
Yeah, don't do that. Don't ever do that to her. Don't make her think about that.
No.
Just be rude. All right.
no, I
well,
wouldn't. She sees things too clearly. I don't think I would do that. So
well, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
later.
Country Bible Church. If you look it up and look back at that picture, you'll see it's
Yeah, it looks
basically the same
identical.
building.
It looks identical.
So,
Yeah. Maybe when we do the group thing, we'll have you aboard or something. I got to talk to Sasha about how she wants to do the next one because I want to try it.
That'd be awesome.
I haven't done the viewing yet. So, all right.
Yeah.
Later. It was him. See, the damn noise is driving me crazy. See what? Paul Hodgson says, "You know damn well Jaren's wife has a vibrator in the drawer." That is false, Paul. That is false. There's no toys in this house at all. No toys like that, at least. How about Tone Blair? Tone Loke.
Yo,
What up?
you hear me?
Very great.
Man, yeah, this is Tone down in Long Beach that always says I'm gonna send you a beat.
LBC.
I'm gonna get a beat to you one of these days, man. One of these damn days, and
Hey.
you're gonna be like, oh shit. Anyway,
Better late than never.
man, I've been wanting to call you regarding like all this God talk and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm not a big religious dude or anything. I don't really give a shit about all that. But I believe that there's something put us together. You know what I mean? It's not like we just woke up and like, oh, we're here. Well, we kind of did just wake up and here we are. But
Not
man, I've been
accidental
watching
is what you're
that
saying.
show Westworld lately. Have you seen that?
I have not. I don't watch TV.
Right. So I don't really either, but I've been watching it lately and it's kind of trippy. It's kind of an old show, but it's kind of like based in this Western world and it's like old school Western time. But as the story progresses, you find out like it's just this virtual world and these people that are in the Western world are just, they're just basically like AI humans. And then they come to find out that they are in this virtual world and they start rebelling over it. But it's trippy because obviously they look just like humans, right?
Right.
And there is the creator and there's this crazy little boardroom where they control everything. And it's kind of like this flat earth virtual world. It's kind of crazy. It's like a holographic virtual world. And then so the other part of it is like, yeah, it's either like current time or in the future.
Oh, I'm thinking West Wing, Westworld. Okay, gotcha.
Right. Westworld is kind of trippy, man. And Anthony Hopkins is like the creator. Like he's like God, basically. You know what I mean?
I like Hopkins.
Yeah, and it kind of just got me thinking, man. It's like, holy shit, man. What if we're really just like really advanced AI? You know what I mean? And if you think about it, even though we're human and we call ourselves organic and this and that, just like you said, our bodies are basically processors. And, right now I'm kind of dealing with some high blood pressure shit. And it's like I'm a car and my service engine light is on and I need to go in and see what the fuck is going on with me. You know what I mean? And so I think humans are kind of like, we're brought into this world thinking like, oh, we're humans, we are special because we are, but maybe we're really not special. Maybe we're just like some crazy super AI, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it could be either way, but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we weren't at all, right? I mean, you could be like, what do they talk about? Like, the
Full simulation.
archons. Well, I don't know about simulation. I mean, obviously this is more reality than anything, but I mean,
well, that's what we say anyway, but who the fuck really knows? You know what I mean?
well, I mean, it's the most like reality that we can imagine. I mean,
right.
So,
and I'm just like talking shit. You know what I mean? Just trying to figure it out. I'm getting, I'm like,
I've heard
43.
I've heard so many theories before in my life. It's just
right.
The one that always is weird is the Anunnaki one.
Right. Well, man, it's like I don't know if I'm going through like a little midlife crisis, but
I just had mine.
I've been pondering it more often now, and it's like, yeah, what's the fucking point of life, really? You know what I mean? And what is the purpose of our existence? And if you really think about it, there's probably not really a purpose. We're just here, and we should make the most of this time that we have, because it's kind of a fun little game almost. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's the most amazing thing ever.
Right, it really is.
Yeah.
And then we're just beat down, we're overworked, and we just have this blah attitude about it. And it's like, bro, this is like a fucking magical, like Narnia place that we're in. You know what I mean? And so, like, I grump around and I'm like crying like a little bitch, but I try to keep that in mind. Like, bro, shut up and fucking do something with yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to get motivated somehow. There's got to be something that you like a lot.
Well, there was, man, and I'm like running like high speed on this fucking hamster wheel, and it's just sucking the life out of me. You know what I mean? But no, I produce music. Okay. I've been like in bands forever. We got signed for a little bit. I thought I was going to get rich and famous, and that kind of blew up in my face. But no, I love the music thing, and I'm still at it. Like right now, I'm about to work on it. I don't know if I'll work on your beat, but I'm gonna work on some other.
Eventually,
shit.
You'll get to it. Eventually,
I'm gonna make you a banging ass beat, bro, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, that shit is sick."
If it's real sick, I'll do a custom rap to it and post it and everything.
All right, well, and that's another thing, real quick. I kind of want to link up with Crumb, man, because I know he's in Long Beach too.
Yeah, he is.
Because I really like. I think he's a great musician and could play fucking anything. But his productions, I want to help him out with the productions because I think they could be like a tad bit sicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you reach out to him on? Oh, he's also. Are you on Telegram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Find him on Telegram. I don't know his. Let me give it his @ name if I have it. Telegram's awesome, man. It's really good for communications. I don't even want to. I don't want to deal with email ever again.
I've hit you up a couple times there, and you respond really fast. So it really is.
Yeah, and let me see if Crumb is a. Some people don't have usernames, and then I have to tell them get a username so people can contact you. Let's see here. Let's go Crumb. I think he has one. CRUM. His username is @Don'tFollowCrumb.
Okay.
DONTFOLLOWCRUMB. Yeah, hit him up.
Yeah, I will. And because I want to produce one of his tracks or something, man. Like I want to mix it because like when I hear it. It sounds good, but I know it could sound better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to discredit him because I think he's a phenomenal musician and creative genius is all great. But I want to like produce something with him. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome. He does great work, man. He's done a couple things for me, and we did the what was that thing called? Remdesivir. No, ventilators. Right. We did the ventilators.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. What? I forget the last one you did. What was the more recent one?
That's when I rewrote the vaccine song.
Oh yeah, the vaccine one. I thought there was another one I was laughing at too, but the vaccine one was pretty good.
I did the Eminem and Dre. Space is fake.
Maybe it was the vaccine one, but anyway, man. So right. I've been wanting to talk to you about this shit a few times because like I said, man, I'm just going through this midlife crisis or something. It's like, dude, I got to do something with myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had one. I think I've come out of it. I hope.
Yeah, hopefully I do too.
Lasted
All
about
right,
a
man.
year.
I'll talk to you. Peace.
Peace. All right, we've got Alan. I believe Alan is in the house. Alan, what up?
Hey, hello. Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, I wanted to say thanks for verbalizing all your thoughts about the Bible and stuff. You know, because flat Earth kind of lead a lot of people to the Bible. You know, and as I was reading it, I had some of the same thoughts, and I had to stop reading it because it became too blatant to ignore.
The Bible, you mean?
Yeah, all the like how it's like like God's crazy in the fucking Old Testament because I started reading it from Genesis on.
Yeah, it's a little nuts. I'm shocked at the response that I get, but I get it because it's tough.
Yeah, the pushback you get's insane, and it's like, dude, like go back and think about it and read it from like a perspective of like where you don't already and believe it so much.
It doesn't
and
help.
then try and convince yourself.
Today when I put out that video, I saw somebody in the chat. The power went out at the house. Then I was on my phone trying to chat. Anyway, I saw somebody say, because I was talking about one of the verses about rape or something, and raping a girl, and the person in the chat said, "Context, bro, context." I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? What, like, do you think before you type that in? Like, what do you mean? What context makes rape okay? It just baffles me. Like, why they'll just do everything they can to make an excuse for God. It's like
it's like it's just an autopilot defense,
Yeah, it's like context, bro. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense in other cases, but not when we're talking about rape. Oh my goodness, it's like context. Oh, is there? Oh, I didn't read the context. I guess she deserved to be raped. Then I mean, it's just so pathetic.
Yeah. So also real quick, I wanted to bring up. Here's a link to the video in the private chat there on StreamYard.
Oh, somebody
it's like 30 seconds, like a 30-second clip.
Just
Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna tell him, just so you know, I can't see the chat. So if people are trying to talk to me in that chat, I don't see it.
Okay.
I don't know if people can see. Let me see. Bring it up here. Oops. Why does this thing always do that? I'll move it over here, and then you can see it too. All right. What are we watching?
Okay. Yeah. So this is Neil deGrasse Tyson saying that from 63 miles up, you don't see any curvature. And then if you compare that to what he said in 2012 about how there's no curvature from 120,000 feet from the Red Bull thing.
But Brenda saw it from 110,000 feet. She told me.
Yeah, I just wanted to like show that to Brenda because like they seem to like always forget this. And then also I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on? So if we can't see it from 63 miles up, when flat earthers do laser experiments and observations and stuff, couldn't you chalk up any quote unquote curvature to like an optical effect and perspective and stuff?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I mean it's
like it's just, how is it even up for debate that there's curvature if you can't see it at 63 miles? Like that should be a dead giveaway. You've been got.
How about the fact of when they talk about the horizon rising to eye level? I mean, the horizon needs to do nothing but drop. From the second you start taking off the ground, the horizon should drop. Why does it rise at all? Doesn't make any sense. Unless it's flat.
So it's called space. Oh, by the way, you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you. Do you know how high up above the Earth he was?
No.
So if you take a
63 miles.
Oh, yeah, say right. So take a schoolroom globe, and that's how high above it is he? So he's about 2 millimeters above the surface of a schoolroom globe.
That is...
So nobody's seen the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, dude, science.
Make that clear.
Okay.
So
that's where they were. So why do they call that space? Because you're high enough in our atmosphere that there are hardly any.
Okay, you can cut it off.
I think he's wrong there too. I don't know. The guy's always off his rocker. But
yeah.
I really do think that guy's just a useful idiot. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think he's acting like most people think.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe he is. But I mean, to me, he just gets so many things screwed up, and he just seems like a real hyped up kid. He's all excited about it,
He gets super excited, he gets the people riled up.
Yeah, people like him. What is going on? Oh, this is open. That's why. All right, there we go. Couldn't fix the screen there. Yes, it was hot today. Somebody says hot as fuck. It was 105 here. It's always fun. My balls hang down to my knees. It's fun. Gotta love the hot weather. What else we got, Alan?
All right. So a couple weeks ago on Globebusters, when Austin was doing his presentation, and listing off all those people that were geocentrists and had questions about how the universe is at the center and stuff, I was reading that guy YP Varnishi's paper about the quasars or whatever, and it was really interesting because he goes through and he's like, well, we found like 57 of these clusters that are all perfectly the same distance from each other, meaning that or the way he lays it out is that they're all the exact same distance,
Mhm.
and they can only be seen. You can only see all 57 of them from our perspective, and that kind of proves that we are, in a unique position.
Wow.
And yeah, as he's coming to that conclusion at the end of the paper, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna present some I'm gonna present some things, and try to look at it dispassionately and don't freak out." And it's like, oh, why is he prefacing it like this, right? So he's he breaks down the first two things, and he's like, there's no evidence, so we have to disregard these theories to explain why this observation is this way. And then when he gets to the third explanation, it's the Copernican principle, the theory of relativity, and the special theory of relativity. And he's like, yeah, we got to do away with all of these,
Wow, really?
And yeah, and that's what he was like talking about when he was like, we got to look at it dispassionately and don't freak out, because these people are Copernican principled out of their fucking minds, bro.
Well, they got to
It's
hold on to it. I mean,
crazy.
it would be the end of science, really.
Dude, it's so crazy because like I get what I've been doing lately, because I talked to you about like a couple months ago, maybe it was, about starting YouTube content and stuff. So what I've been started to do was I'll be watching like these like pro NASA videos and stuff, and then like I'll just read the comments and I'll reply to people's comments and do video responses for them and like explain.
Dude, that'd be so fun.
Like do like explain questions that they have. So that's what I've been doing. So I'll link my channel if you want to put that out or whatever.
Nice. Do you have the channel already?
Yeah, I got some videos up and stuff. So there's the link to it
in the chat.
But yeah, that guy, but yeah, that guy's paper was insane, and he didn't win any Nobel prizes for disproving all that shit, right?
Imagine that.
Nobody.
What? I thought you're going to be famous if you disprove those.
Dude, yeah, I thought you'd be famous if you disprove science,
So they told
and
me. Somebody else told
should've-
me somebody's been trying to sell me on the Quran the last couple days, and we've been
Yeah.
going back and forth. And then he said, "Come on, disprove the Quran, and you'll be rich and famous." I'm like, I don't think it works that way.
dude, disprove the Quran. I think I was watching some pro Quran video one time, and they were talking about how the Quran, proves, whatever, that it's true and the Bible is not true or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But they think I'm pretty sure they think that the Jews built the pyramids, and like we all know the Jews didn't build the pyramids.
They
So,
certainly didn't build anything.
So there, I just
They
debunked
coulda-
or whatever.
They could have had somebody else build it. That's for sure.
I don't know. I could be wrong, man. So if
I
that's
don't know.
not what the Quran says, but
But-
I asked someone one time, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
But Allah is just like the Old Testament God, really. I mean, he chose, of all people, Muhammad, who couldn't write, and sent Angel Gabriel to him. And he also married a 6-year-old girl and had sex with her when she was 9. So, it's a good pick. It's a good pick. Of
Context, bro.
Context, you're right. Damn it.
So
All right, Alan.
gravity, dude.
I
All right,
put-
man. Yeah, thanks.
I put your link
and
in the chat.
appreciate everything you do.
All right, later. All right, we got Radomire Tanase. I like your name. It's just fun to say. Radomire.
Hi, Jera.
How are you?
Hi, Jera.
Hello.
Good. Nice to be in your show. Thank you to have me.
Thank you. Go ahead. You're on.
Listen, I want to open up a discussion concerning the biggest 3 lies we are living in our lives. First will be the globe, of course.
Okay.
But they are related with God and law. And
You said God and
God
love?
actually is God. Law, astro law.
Okay.
So pretty much it's a channel on YouTube, PHARD2345, and you can or anybody can look up for Moorish law. It's a pretty smart lady there. And then you have another good channel, Electrical Alkaline. And the third one I recommend to everybody, it's We Are the Law.
So real quick, it's VHARD?
No, it's PHARD.
B as in
2, 3, 4, 5.
As in boy?
No, like P in Pennsylvania.
Oh, P. Okay.
PH
As in Henry?
AR. Yeah.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it.
Exactly.
And then the other one you said was electrical what?
Yeah. Electrically alkaline.
Alkaline. Okay.
Okay. And the third one, we are the law. But it's the same guy. He has another channel on.
Okay. What kind of stuff do they show?
Yeah. The issue is, if you look at the Moorish law and the explanation there, everybody can understand that it's a connection between the law and the God. They invented the God to be the law.
Gotcha. Wow.
And first the God was the law and the Bible was the law. Then they put the civil and the penal law, in fact, because only the Bible and the God rule, so call it in Bible, wasn't enough anymore for the evolution of civilization.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much this is the entire lie. It's not only, they are not afraid about us knowing the earth is flat.
Mm-hmm.
They are very afraid if we know that there is no God and there is no law and they have no jurisdiction.
Right, and I've heard that because I've heard that they, needed God to scare them and tell them stay in line and don't go do everything we say. So he's definitely uses control. And then when they lost touch of that, because people started realizing they weren't being punished, then they brought God to earth with the Jesus, saying, "Okay, now your God is here. You can see him. You can touch him." But they still need him to be exactly like Jesus, right? Complacent. What did Jesus do when the government came after him? He let them hang him on a cross.
Yeah. I have a question. If it's in our community, anybody can start a trust.
Okay.
So if anybody is starting a trust and we can join, many we can be rich under our trust to take any kind of loan we want and build our lives where we want. It's simple like that. Just we need to start a trust and join it. And there we can build our currency. We can build our life. We don't need to start a church. We need to start a trust.
You're saying we all start the same trust or we all start our own?
No, to start our own trust and everybody want to join,
Okay, gotcha.
For the better life and to accomplish together, like if you are part of the trust and the manager of the trust can ask any bank, even a federal bank, for a loan, because then you are not anymore under their trust. You will be like a private trust.
I'm going to look into that.
That you can do anything, you can do anything you want financially and be rich how much you can be.
All right.
And everybody need to know that you can drive the car without DMV. You can own your land without being registered. You can pay your mortgage with $1 silver coin or any dot you have to any bank. Just you need 2 witnesses, send the letter and the silver coin, $50, quarter, doesn't matter. And when you send that silver coin, the debt is paid.
Why is that?
And your house is free because it's the law in the Constitution. If you look at the Moorish law, you can learn all this knowledge and put in practice, because there are people that are putting that in practice and they are living free without mortgage.
What's it called? Moorish law?
Moorish law.
And is there any website or channel?
Yeah, it's in PHARD 2345.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
There you can learn about the Morocco prince and all the Moorish, all the Moor people. They are free people. They are not under any code of law.
Nice, like Silverne.
And that we can become if we build our own trust. And then they cannot scare you with the God, they cannot scare you with the law, and they cannot scare you with the globe.
The globe is not scary. It's just a joke now. All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to look at that and hope you call back next week. See how I did on my research.
Nice to speak with you.
You too, Radomire. Take it easy. How about, what the hell is that? Somebody's name is 100? 100.
Yes.
What up?
Hey, but I heard you earlier talking about the 666, the meaning of it.
Yes.
And I think I sent it to you directly in the Instagram message, what it really means.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see it in your IG message. I think I sent it to your IG message.
I'll have to check. Go ahead and talk about it while I look at it.
So it's like 666. When you put it above your eye, it represents a lot of things, including
Wait, who is this?
like mockery. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but who are you? I've got a whole bunch of messages I don't want to open right now.
Oh, snaps. Let me pick myself up as the IG runner.
IG runner.
IG under.
You didn't send
under
it.
bar.
You didn't send it to me on Instagram.
Oh no.
Oh wait, maybe it's under requests. I didn't say I had a whole bunch of requests. I mean, I don't see any there either.
Also, I'll try to explain it. It's like when you hold the 666 above your eye, and the index finger and the thumb is the ice wall, and then the eye represents the flat earth, and the 666 represents the three bodies: sun, moon, and the black sun. That's it. But also, I was trying to get down that, man, there is a creator, man. This guy that was before talking, he's saying there's no God. There's the creator.
Yes. I think what he might be saying though is there is no God like that interjects.
Okay.
I don't think he means
man,
there's none,
how
man.
do you think it'll go down? How do you think it'll go down, like from your point of view? Like first science, first the government, or will NASA be first, or will the pharmaceutical companies be first, the oil and gas companies because the scam, because the free energy, the food industry for the poison? How will it go down?
I think the pharmaceutical companies are going down first. I think it's coming out that they, they had enough information from the testing that they should have stopped the vaccine rollout. So the only thing that's a problem is that all the people who took the vaccines, they're going to not allow themselves to admit that they made a mistake or anything. So they could protect it and just try and shoo it down, But because we can't really complain. We never took it, so we don't have.
I didn't take it.
Yeah, so but the people that did, and I saw it firsthand where somebody got the vaccine, had an adverse reaction. My wife's uncle. He went on Facebook, started talking about it, and they banned him. And they shouldn't have done that, because what it did is it actually turned him into a conspiracy theorist, because he was just going on there to warn people hey, here's what I had happen to me. That was it. He's not a conspiracy theorist. He doesn't think that way at all. He didn't even think there was a problem with the vaccine. He was just trying to report what happened to him. And then they banned him for misinformation. And he went on a crusade of this is ridiculous. Why can't, you can't ban me for, so I think they did that to a lot of people and shut a lot of people up and didn't let them talk on Twitter. So we need those people to speak up.
Including the media. The media shutting up everybody. They only want to censor their agendas. It's a lot of people involved with this big pyramid scheme. For the lack of how long do you think this will go down in our lifetime?
It depends. It depends on how many people are willing to fight. I don't know if I'd put a percentage on it right now. I don't think there's enough. I think we need more. I think, how do you explain it? Too many people are too afraid of the government, too afraid of this getting, because we still have
authority.
A problem. Yeah, we still have a problem. If I ever did a video and said, hey, NASA, put a camera on the moon or whatever, and if I did a petition, nobody would sign it. I would literally get 100 signatures, and it's because people are still afraid. They think it's kind of like my channel membership on my channel. Nobody will sign up for that because they don't want their name associated with my channel. So
Right.
That's how scared people are. They'll watch, but they're still frightened by the connection to conspiracy theorists. And maybe it's for good reason. I don't know. It depends on where they go with this whole domestic terrorism thing.
The norm is not high. The numbers ain't high enough.
I don't think so. I mean, because with the numbers, you don't even need that many. But the problem is, and this is why they keep us at each other's necks, and why they have black versus white and left versus.
And this onion gets stinkier. The more smell, the stronger it gets, and the more potent. And you guys, Eric Dubay, what's his name, David Weiss. You guys are doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and that's just not enough. It's not enough people. But because if you have the whole other half of the country rooting against you, then it doesn't matter anyway, right?
Right.
So, for example, if we got 25% of this country that was like, all right, we're ready to do something, whatever, but the other 75% were literally against us, then it doesn't matter. You can't win that. What are you going to do? Take those 75% of people want, especially if we believe in some sort of democracy where at least, and I have to kind of believe in that. I mean, if 75% of the country wants to live a certain way, I'm not really sure it matters about my 25%.
Right. But I mean, out of the whole world, it will start here in America because, the First Amendment, and for the least, the tiny bit we're hanging on to free speech, but our right to bear and protect ourselves. That's the banger that's keeping us where we are right now. We're not like China or other places, they're lining people up and doing this barcode nonsense, dark mark of the beast. I don't know, all that nonsense. It's not over here yet.
Yeah. And I would just be really careful. I mean, I know a lot of people hate cops. I have the same issue. I've had issues with police before, but I also think if shit ever went down, we need them on our side. So,
well, yeah,
don't piss them off too much.
What's the tinfoil hat? What's his name? I forgot his name. Tinfoil hat. But the guy in the tinfoil hat podcast, he said it himself. Bad cops gotta go. The cops that shut down the businesses and the cops that go with this vaccine bullshit, those cops gotta go. We only need the good cops. We don't need the bad cops.
Right. But they all have each other's back. That's the problem. All right, gotta let you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, partner.
All right, man. Thanks for talking.
Later. All right, we got Party Poet in the house. What up, Party Poet?
Well, first I wanted to mention that with all this talk about God, I found out that the name of our creators is Moog. That's M with 5 G's, 5 or 6 G's, I'm not sure. And basically, lately I've been hearing of
MGGGGGG.
No, MOOOOOG.
Oh, Moog.
Okay. Right. And basically, from what I noticed, as far as like the religions you're being presented, they've all got skewed to the fact that there's always resurrection somewhere in there, and that's because at the age of 5, give or take, Satanists have their kid deep-throated so that the kid dies. The kid is trained to get spirit guides while they're dead. Then they're brought back with spirit guides so that they can live a full life serving Satan or Lucifer, depending on how you look at it. So there's always resurrection. They believe that your life starts after death. So that's how resurrection made it into every single religion going. And lately I've been really interested hearing or listening to a bunch of parents screaming at pharmacists that they were never informed.
Yeah.
I thought that was, I don't know, are you allowed to talk about the fact that things they're not informed about on YouTube now?
I don't think so. I mean, it'd be better to do it on Rokfin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's safe and friendly. Always safe and very, very effective.
Super effective.
It's effective. Just what it effectively is doing.
I don't even get the needle anymore. I just pour it straight into a glass and drink it.
Oh,
4 or 5 of them. It's like a shot. It's really good.
Do you recite all the steps on the Georgia Guidestones while you do that?
Yeah, of course. I know them by heart.
Okay, that's good. Because you need to. I would love to see someone actually put that up in their neighborhood, going, "Hi, we want to wipe out most of you guys here, if you don't mind. If you could just sort of line up for us."
I told
you. Did you see that? Now that they're actually sitting on their knees waiting for the people to test them in China and Japan. They just stand like the whole street. Everybody just drops to their knees, and they wait while the street is entirely checked for COVID.
I hope this country is woken up. I hope they don't go through that again. If they do, they're just so pathetic.
well, we had internment camps. We might now they're using all the old or they plan on using all the old Walmarts. Got to get their money back somehow for shutting them down.
Oh boy, joy.
And I was just wondering how things are on your end.
Beautiful. You've got 9 seconds.
Oh, like I said, my channel on UGE2.com is Party Poet 60. It was Party Poet 66, and it talks about a whole lot of stuff, including how to become sovereign and get paid. Apparently, that's a problem.
Finish him.
All right, thanks, Parts. It's nice to talk to you again. Let's have Harmon in the house. Harmon, are you trying to be like God?
Well, we'll see after this if you hang up on me or not.
Okay, ready.
Okay, over 2 years ago, after they sent the Mars rover and the helicopter up there, right?
Yes.
I called in and talked to you guys about that, but you guys just don't heed my words at all. The parachute, you say, you said that one guy that did the thing that's a flat earther, you said you saw him open his parachute at 50,000 feet?
Well, about that. It could be between 50 and 40.
There's no parachute on record opening before 14,000 feet.
For what?
14,000 feet.
Did you look at Dwayne Kellum's channel? Don't make me go there right now and embarrass
I watched it. I watched it all. I even emailed him. He hasn't answered me back yet. You're going to say you saw a parachute from, what is that, 6 miles, 7 miles up in the air, 7-foot parachute?
No. I'm talking about from his camera.
Right. You still couldn't see it.
What do you mean?
You realize how 50,000 feet is?
No, I'm talking about from his camera that's attached to the balloon.
Oh, okay. But they won't deploy. They can deploy, but it won't open until 14,000 feet at the earliest. Special super, even our airplanes go like that. They just, there's no air for them to open. If you go and study the parachutes, which I've been reading for like 3 days before I called in, no parachute will open. There's one guy claimed at 18,000 feet, but then you have to have oxygen, they say, and stuff like that. The closest one you could go without oxygen is 14,000 feet. I know there was no one on his camera one, but parachutes will not open. And you say about Kitten, what was that guy's name that did Phyllis Baumgartner, right?
Yeah, what about
he
him?
didn't open his parachute till 8,000 feet. Okay,
that seems about right.
No, you said you thought he did it at 50,000 feet.
No, I never. I wouldn't know when he opened his. I'm talking about because when the balloon pops, the parachute's open, but it just keeps falling. The balloon keeps falling right until it opens. Let me see if.
Well, they didn't have balloons pop up there. They just jumped.
They just jumped. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have claimed when he popped his or when his.
Oh, when you guys did that, Veritas one the other day, you and Dave said 50,000 feet that you think Baumgartner pulled his parachute. I know. I listened to it.
No, I'm trying to look at this. I'm watching a balloon fall right now to see if I can tell when it opens. But I think
they don't open before 14,000 feet, the earliest. I know that already. The helicopters can't fly and hover above 10,000 feet. I even said that on your show over 2 years ago. I said that's why they don't rescue people up there at Mount Everest, because the helicopter can't hover and land.
Wow, you're right. He's at 13,000 feet right now, and it's not opened. Well, I mean, it's kind of a little bit, but it's not a full one.
No, it won't open until most parachuters, their full deployment is called 8,000 feet.
I mean, that alone debunks the Mars thing alone.
Right. A parachute just won't open. Well, I already said that. They said that the atmosphere on Mars is equivalent to ours is 50 miles. And you guys keep thinking, okay, on that Go Fast rocket, the Go Fast rocket from 2014, and they had one from 2004 and 2014. And then the guy who was partners with them in 2004, he started a thing called Up Aerospace. And then after 2014, and they did the Go Fast rocket there, he did one rocket. And they're all done at White Sands. The Go Fast rocket that you guys get all your data from, and I've been always against that. I said, there's no way a rocket 73 miles. Huh?
I don't ever talk about it.
Well, us as a thing, right? They say it goes 73 miles up. No way. Nothing has gone more than 26 miles up. That's the highest you can get. Can't get any higher. And then, for example, the high altitude balloon in 1783, they actually tried to get one. They got one to go up to 12 miles, and they had to do it with hydrogen. And how they make hydrogen is by mixing
Wait, hold on. Time out.
iron.
Time out. What do you mean 12 miles? Dwayne Kellum goes
In
further than that.
1783.
Oh, in 1783. Okay, got you.
Yeah, in 1783, that's how they got when the first one to go up was hydrogen. And you have to make hydrogen. Hydrogen is supposed to be the most natural abundance gas in the world.
Mhm.
Next to helium is next. And it says it is, and they had to make it with mixing iron and sulfuric acid. So they can, the compound that comes off of it. So all these natural gases, people are trying to say helium and stuff like that. You know how I feel about helium. And I just got to reading a lot more about helium. Helium all comes from outer space. The major portions of it all come from outer space.
No.
And it was made from the Big Bang Theory. That's their story on helium.
Oh boy.
And so then I had the Go Fast rocket that 2014, they had done 3 prior tests on White Sands Missile Base done by the Army. And every what do you call it when they do all the data? All the data was done by the U.S. Army military. All the data on that Gold Fast rocket saying that it went 73 miles, said it went 3,500 miles an hour. All that stuff came from the military. So that was just, it's just a bullshit. And it's also, they claimed that it went to the first one to hit outer space. Since the Kármán line's supposed to be at 72 miles, they said they hit 73 miles. Then the next year, the guy who broke away from them, it's called Up Aerospace, he got like 1 mile farther to beat the record. So, and that was all done off NASA. That one was all NASA, but it was supposed to be a private one. It's called Up Aerospace, all sponsored by NASA. And if you look deep enough, by the Army doing all the data for the Go Fast rocket from 2014 was all done by Army, quote, NASA. I guarantee you NASA was there. So, and the purpose of them was to see if they could use reusable rockets. That was the purpose. That's why that was the 4th mission for that Go Fast to run. So I've been watching a lot of that stuff and going like that. So that whatever they're showing us on that video is 100% BS. And if you look at the 59-second mark on the video, the Go Fast rocket.
We don't know how far up. We don't know how far up it is. You mean?
No, that's their story.
Right.
No, they said it's 73 miles.
Oh.
Who you don't know how far what is up.
So as I say, this is hard to tell though. So at first I thought this wasn't open, but that looks open. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it, but it's not open.
Well, it's the same open as it is when it gets to the ground. Look. So watch. See how it's the same?
Well, it's.
So that's
the whole thing's a fake shot. You have rounded Earth in there too. And if you look at the 50 sign, are you looking at the Go Fast rocket?
This is Dwayne Kellum's. It's not a fake shot.
Oh, Dwayne Kellum's. It won't open. I guarantee you, 100%.
No, I'm saying it is open. If you're looking at the screen right here at.
I can't see it.
Okay, at 46 miles.
I'm on my phone.
At 46 miles, it looks as open. I'm sorry, 46,000 feet. It looks as open as it is when it gets to the ground. So I'll have to ask Dwayne what he thinks because, yeah, that's the same. Now I'm at 6,000 feet, and it's the same as it was at 40,000 feet. It's like tiny, barely open, but it is open. So if you go back,
all it is a 7-foot parachute.
I'm not even sure it's that big, but
no, well, that's what he says on his channel.
Oh, it is okay.
7-foot parachute, he said.
Let me see here. So
and it's not open. I'm telling you, it won't open. There's no air to open it, no atmosphere. And then Kittinger, when he went up, you get more information from the guys from the 60s when they were doing Project Manhigh. You get the guy Kittinger. He always talked about it. He says after 60,000 feet, everything goes black up above you, and all the lights down below you. And he even said right here in one of his major interviews, he says, the first thing they remark is about how beautiful it is. The dark sky overhead, it's absolutely black in the middle of the day, you know? And so he had one, he said at 60,000 feet, it gets black. So that's more goes with Dwayne's pictures than it goes with the Go Fast pictures.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, we know Dwayne's is real.
I'll try and reach out to Dwayne and see what he thinks.
Yeah, I emailed him like a week ago and he hasn't answered. And it sounds like he doesn't want nothing to do it anymore because he has this new channel and he says he only is answering questions doing to farming.
Oh, alrighty. Well, I'm sure it cost him a ton of money.
What, to do this?
Yeah,
No, he says starting kit it cost him $2,000.
Yeah, but he has to do that every launch. Well, not
Right,
every launch,
probably.
but he did,
Probably.
and he lost two balloons, which is like, you lose all the cameras.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that. But anyway, so I did all that, and I looked all that up, and there's just no way anything opens up past 14,000 feet. It just won't. There's no air for it.
Well, we could do that
And,
test.
and if you opened it up at 50,000 feet, my goodness, that thing would drift 40, 50 miles, 60 miles.
That's a good call. Yeah, it probably would. We should send a balloon up just for fun. I don't know if I have any cameras for it, though. Actually, I do have a camera for it. I don't use my GoPro much anymore.
And so anyway, so that Go Fast rocket is just, to me, 100% garbage. And the one they sent up after it, if you watch the footage on the one they sent up in November of 2015, a year later, by Up Aerospace, that is horrible.
You mean
they got like 6 cameras on it, though?
And you think it's real?
No.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think so.
No, I know the Go Fast one isn't real either now. In my opinion, it is not even 1% real.
The Go Fast is completely CGI, you mean?
Well, up there, what they're showing, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and it took off at White Sands, 3 of them before, and the Army is completely controlling the stats. And so you have to believe everything. They're 73 miles, 3,500 miles an hour, and that he fell and broke the speed of sound at 700. And when that guy fell, he fell at he's 760 miles an hour, broke the speed of sound. It ain't happening. Then they say when you're falling, and you're falling so fast when you're high up, when they jump, and the air gets thicker. As the air gets thicker, you actually slow down. They say at 20,000 feet, you're still going 200 miles an hour. Then they say by the time you hit 10,000 feet, you hit you're going 120 miles an hour, and then it's safe to open your parachute.
And
if you opened it any earlier, it would just rip you apart.
And that's terminal velocity, I think, too, where you would stay at that speed.
Yeah, but no, they slow down. They actually say they slow down. Did you know that?
Yeah. Well, we mean the atmosphere slows them down?
Yes, because Baumgartner reached their stat says he reached 700. He broke the speed of sound.
Supposedly.
So
yes.
When the atmosphere is nothing to fall, no resistance.
Right.
He was falling over 780 miles an hour. Then by the time you get 20,000 feet, supposedly you slow down to 200 miles an hour. By the time you hit 10,000 feet, you slow down to 120 miles an hour.
Do you believe that anything that burns up in the atmosphere or whatever they talk about with that?
Well, if he fell that fast, I would say no. There's nothing that could come in the atmosphere. You can't go in all the dirigibles, all the balloons. You remember I used to call in, you guys, not you, I would say, Dave would always say, oh, not the balloon guy again. And I'd always talk about the balloons and the dirigible.
Yeah.
And I say it, and the helium and that. I think all that is alchemy. I really do. I think they know how to make it. It's like they made the hydrogen.
Yeah, I've been reading some books lately, and I think they can too. I've been reading a lot about the Nazis and the Bell, and it seemed. I mean, this book I was reading last night, I was just floored. I couldn't believe some of the things they were saying. Just like that,
it's all man-made.
Yeah, and that free energy exists, and they've hid it from us with James Clerk Maxwell's equations, and that all electromagnetic systems are free energy. They just hid it from us because we're not smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, it's man-made. And then on the magnet thing, you guys are always talking about where it has a positive and a negative charge.
Yes.
Well, lodestone's the only thing. Lodestone or magnetism, whatever that's on. Lodestones. You know what lodestones are, right?
Yes.
They're the only thing that's magnetic in the earth out of nature. Right? Yes.
Yeah,
okay, I know. I've looked at it. They're the only thing that's magnetic in nature.
Okay.
But they only attract. They don't repel. So there is no repulsion in nature. What man makes is you got a north and south on a magnet, right? But on a lodestone, you don't have anything. You just have attracts. It always just attracts.
I did not know that.
You know how you can take two? Yeah, you can take two magnets and push one. It's opposite, and it'll push the magnet away. That's repelling, right?
Yeah, I did not know that. So you're saying a lodestone only attracts?
Only attracts.
All right, I'm going to let you go. Thank you. You gave me enough to think about for days.
All right, bye.
Later. Plain Indigenous is welcome. Uh-oh. What'd you do there, Plain? Oh, he left. Oops. How about Lowry? Lowry, what's going on?
Good evening. There's a lot of me there.
There, I'll get rid of you. We don't want too much of you.
Are you guys nerding out tonight?
Take a little out. Would you take a little out? All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now,
I'm trying to figure out what screen I want to look at actually here.
have fun, whatever screen you want. I'm trying to find this one video I saw, but I can't find it now.
Bob says that was complete bullshit. I don't know. I'm just reading it.
A lot of it may have been. I don't really know. I think parachutes open higher than that, but I don't have really evidence of that. I guess I think they're. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even speak on it.
No, okay.
I'd have
I
to
can't
do
really see
more
you. I can't
research.
see you on the screen. Are you hiding?
You can see me. I'm down here in the little box.
I don't really have a lot to talk about. I'm just here to make people happy.
Do you see the StreamYard screen? Don't you see me on there?
Nope. Oh, I see you in the little bitty box. You're in a little bitty box there. I really just get on here because I just want to be around. I just want to hang out with you guys because.
Who's you guys? Who am I here with? Do I have a turd in my pocket?
Oh, shut up, dude.
Oh.
Just whoever's in the chats too. Let me look around here.
I see who's in the chat. I don't know.
I'm just on here to make everyone else feel good. Rune Dragon, you guys. Let's see what else we got in here.
What did I do with this
Bob.
video?
I hung out with Bob the other night. We talked about electricity. I learned a bunch of shit about that I'd never known.
Do you want to read some crazy ass shit? Are you on?
Yeah.
Are you on Telegram or no?
Yeah, I don't know that I'm on your channel, but yes, I am on Telegram.
What is your little code thingy? Your
Well, I don't have a code thing. I just have a thing that everyone else shares their channels on.
Okay, so go to if you go to t.me/Jeranism links, I'm going to drop a book there for you. Check out this book. If you read like the second half of it, it gets so interesting about everything going on with von Braun and how you ever heard of the Nazi bell?
Yeah. I that was back when I still believed space was real. T-what?
T.me/Jeranism links. Where the hell is this?
Jeranism.
LINK.
Search.
You should just do it in a URL.
Oh yeah,
bar.
I found it. I found it.
I'm gonna put it in there.
So there's no messages here. It just says last seen recently.
Yeah, it's t.me/Jeranism links. Does it say 382 subscribers or no?
No, it's your page. Is that like can I put that in the like a website thingy?
Yeah, you should just put it in your URL bar. Put it in the website.
Okay. T.me.
T.me/Jeranism links.
Jeranism.
I'm going to put it there if I can find where I sent it to somebody earlier.
Links.
I'm really anxious to see what.
.com or dot. Oh, it's already okay. Let's see what happens.
No, it should just.
Oh yeah, got it. Okay, so it says open Telegram. Should I open that? View in Telegram.
And then you should see a book I just dropped there.
Is that SS Brotherhood? Yeah. Yes, I went through this whole fucking thing in 2014. Oh shit, am I out already?
That's all right. Go ahead.
No, I went through. Okay, so I went through this whole thing. This is back when I was going through the whole Richard Hoagland thing and the objects on Mars, and this other guy, which I think I watched a couple hours on him. This Farrell character. I'm downloading it now.
He's got some great books. I mean, I just found him, and so I've.
Well, the whole narrative and that whole thing was very simply that they talked about something that was way outside, not up in space, way outside, and they were talking about the bell and like how the bell showed up. And
they did keep talking about the fake space or the separate space program, but I like to hear about that because really what it means is that the one that they show us is just completely trash. It's fake, right? Which is what we've been saying. Right. And then they pretend there's another one, but I don't even think there's the other one.
Well, that I think this story that I'm going to read that you just sent me, I think they were talking about one of the bells showed up in Pennsylvania, right? Wasn't that one of these stories? It just literally showed up in Pennsylvania out of nowhere.
I'm not sure. It went on a plane somewhere, and then
no, it showed up literally out of nowhere. It just
landed there.
Showed up in someone's fucking backyard.
Oh, really?
It was
stories about people flying them, and it basically tells you exactly how they work. It's two rotating cylinders, extremely fast, going in opposite directions, with mercury, liquid mercury, being pushed to the outside, and somehow it creates an opposite electrical field. that you can operate
Right.
in. I have to read it a little bit closer. So
I mean, it was a lot of woo woo. I remember that. It was like that whole Hoagland thing. When I still believed in space, was fucked because there was another guy that was
Fuck
like
Hoagland.
linked to his hip, and he was talking about they were producing some sort of field that they would fall endlessly into forward with this bell or with whatever they were traveling through, and it would go. It was like basically what I was talking to Bob about the other night. It was like there was more output than input. And that was
that's
the bell
thing
thing.
that they keep saying, and throughout this book, the guy keeps saying that we've been lied to about electromagnetism, that it's free energy. And the more I kept reading and what he was saying, I kind of started to get it, where I've never really understood before. I don't know why, just the electrical theory doesn't sit well with me. But the more this guy was describing how we've been lied to with the equations, and then he was talking about how we consider it a closed loop and it's an open loop. And then he's talking about the electrical field in the sky. And I was just like, okay, that's meeting up perfectly with what we've been finding. But let me let you go because there's a lot of people waiting.
Okay, bye.
Talk to you soon later.
Bye.
I don't know if this is actually him or not. I doubt it. Archaics? That can't be you.
Oh, hey there, Jarrett.
No, it's not you.
Is that you, Jarrett?
Nice try. You tried to throw your voice or what?
No, this is Jason from Archaics, long-time listener, first-time caller.
It's not you. I can tell your voice.
No, brother, this is Jason from Archaics channel calling in.
Show me turn on the camera.
Hey, brother, the camera's not working right now.
Okay, tell me what's up.
Yeah, well, I just want to say shout out to you, Jaron. Been a long-time listener, first-time caller. Shout out to your wife too. I've been talking to her on Tinder, trying to set up a little conjugal visit with her.
Yeah,
because I know you're okay with that.
Oh, of course.
You don't believe in the Bible, so it's okay. So,
only
just
Bible.
shout out to your wife.
Yes.
Trying to hook up with her, get a little conjugal visit going on.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Sorry about that.
Not gonna happen. All right. Well, I heard you talking earlier. You talking about the Bible being bullshit and everything, but I've been listening to you for a long time, and you always seem to reference the Bible when you talk about flat Earth. So I'm wondering is
I never talk about the Bible.
Yeah, you do all the time, sir. You talk about how the Bible talks about the flat Earth, but at the same time, you're saying the Bible's bullshit.
I'm saying the Bible's not divine.
But it talks about what the Earth is.
Right. So if Stephen King,
so it's a mythology, is what you're saying?
Nope. It's a history book. It's same thing as if somebody wrote about
so
history.
It's accurate, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Yes. It has accuracy in it. Yeah.
So are you saying the God of the Bible is real?
No.
So it's not accurate then, is what you're saying.
There's accuracy in it. Do you mean is it perfect?
Oh, so I can read Green Eggs and Ham. Right. I can read Green Eggs and Ham, and there might be some truth in Green Eggs and Ham. But why am I going to create my worldview around Green Eggs and Ham if I think Green Eggs and Ham is bullshit?
So do you think it's okay that your God likes to talk about, rape, how we should handle girls when they're raped, that we should kill them, stone them because they didn't yell loud enough to stop the rape? That's okay with you?
Well, I think you're probably just cherry picking a single verse out of many books of a book is what I'm thinking is what you're doing right now.
But if it's really God, then God really said that, right?
Okay, well, the books of the book are inspired by God, but you can't say that it is God that wrote the book because that would be nonsense.
So how can we say it's inspired by God?
Because it corresponds with what a ultimate creator probably would want, right? But before we would even get into talking about whether the scripture is inspired or not, we gotta set some groundwork before we get to that presupposition. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. So let me ask you, in your worldview, why would any of that be wrong, right? Because of what I heard earlier when you were talking is that Jaron's God. Jaron's generic Freemason God is better than every other God, and
anything that Jaren's God don't like is bad. But I don't understand how that's a coherent worldview, is what I'm saying.
Well, because your God has committed tons of murders, but you've never.
Well, hold on. What do you mean by my God?
I'm sorry. I thought you were a Bible believer. The God of the Bible.
No, I'm just trying to talk about this logically and think about this logically, because I've been in this flat Earth game for a minute, and the way you were coming off in that stream earlier, you really came off as some kind of low level Reddit kind of troll who really doesn't understand anything about religion or the Bible or nothing. Really, is what it came off as.
That's what Bible believers.
Basically, you're saying this one verse here in the Bible book says God did something bad. Okay, and well, if you're God good, God do something bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't listen to that. Your 3 minutes was up anyway. No, you got it way wrong. Anyway, it's not one verse that tells me you didn't listen to the video at all. And low-level troll, that doesn't make any sense either. It doesn't fit me in the least bit. But I get it. I get that I'm going to piss people off. It's going to piss people off more than anything else. They're going to call the show. They're going to act like you just did because it ruffles your fucking feathers that you worship a God that is a piece of shit. The book describes a garbage archon, one that talks about rape, talks about killing women and children, using people as slaves. It gives slave directions. It gives it always wants dead animals and burning flesh so that it can smell this burning flesh. It loves blood. It loves sacrifice. It's jealous, needy. It needs worship. And people are just going to have to realize that that's who they worship. And it's sad because in any other situation, you would never worship a creature like that. But what it shows me is how scared people are, because you're so afraid of hell that you're willing to worship God no matter what he does. He could come down and sleep with your wife in your bed and you wouldn't say a word because you're so afraid he'll send you to hell. So Plain Indigenous, is your thing back on now? You working?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, what's up?
All right, so I wanted to call in about what somebody was mentioning earlier about the law. So he mentioned probably the most important thing that we could learn about, which is jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
And law is built upon the jurisdictions of the land, the air, and the water. And so everything that we see commercially in the world operates under the water,
right,
which is contract law. So, and I'm looking at Black's Law Dictionary 11th edition right now, under artificial person, and it says an entity such as a corporation created by law and given certain legal rights and duties of a human being, a being real or imaginary, who for the purpose of legal reasoning is treated more or less as a human being. An entity is a person for purposes of the due process and equal protection clauses, but is not a citizen for purposes of the privileges and immunities clauses of Article 4, Section 2, and then the 14th Amendment. So basically, if you identify as an artificial person, you are under the jurisdiction of everything that the federal government has. But if you basically say that, no, I'm not an artificial person, I'm a natural person, which is actually flesh, it's actually in the biological sphere, that's whenever you basically kind of take control over the jurisdiction of the water. And so
is that something you have to like declare, or just you can
basically everything in the law you have to declare and put into words, and it's called, like, you have to get it notarized. And I think he mentioned witnesses too. You can get witnesses,
right?
So everything that we have to basically affirm that we are competent and able to represent ourselves if it comes down to it, because basically they presume everything about you. You walk in a courtroom, they say, oh, you are acknowledging the status as a debtor, so they're just going to go along with their bankruptcy court. But there's a whole constitutional court that we have access to that they just keep a secret, because basically he mentioned a trust as well. We're basically all millionaires, to say the least, and it's because of the Cestui Trust Act, and it was made in 1666, Go figure. But we adopted it in the 1930s, and
33.
whenever everything went bankrupt with the government. And so the whole point is that they're trying to hide that we are basically all the full faith and credit of the United States, and everything that, like, basically all the debt that the United States has is our money that we just haven't claimed. So it's called a minor estate, and it's from that act. It mentions that we're all lost at sea until we come back and claim our minor estate.
I've read a lot of info on this and read the laws, and I believe it. But my problem is, why can't I find anybody who's done it?
So there's a lot of people that have done it, but basically, like, it's like that thing, like, it's so powerful where they'll charge you but there's a lot of people here. I'll give you a website right now. It's like the best website I found. It's called Americas-assembly.com.
America's Last?
No, Americas-assembly.com.
Okay.
And that has it all laid out. So it's like you can even join their Zoom meetings and ask them questions, because they're like way deeper into this than me. I'm just like, I just bought this dictionary, but
Okay.
this is like something that's powerful that we all need to learn. And, I wish I could talk about so much more, like the Bible, because it's so programming. It makes everybody see, anybody that sins, which is everybody, as hellbound heathens. Yeah. And it just creates this conditional love, which lacks forgiveness, which contradicts what Jesus was preaching about not fearing and loving and forgiving. So
yeah, they changed.
There's just so many contradictions in the Bible, and I'm glad you're staying on your path, because you're obviously closer to the truth than somebody who just
I don't let
believes
anybody
their
knock
words.
me off. It just it sucks because there's it's already hard enough being a flat earther, so adding something else that's going to get darts thrown at you.
Of course, and it's
fun.
your family too. It's like your sister, your family. So it's crazy, but yeah, thanks for
all right.
Thanks for having me.
All right, bye. All right, let's go to 3 I's, 3 E, maybe. I. Yeah. Hello, 3 I's. You're on mute.
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's up? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. And yourself?
Fantastic.
Hey, so I wanted to talk about the holographic universe and how all of us as humans are co-creating reality through our consciousness.
I believe that.
Yes, sir. So right now what's going on is that God is like having an experience through us, and I don't know whatever God is. So God is our energy, so our personality, so my name is Sergio. So the energy that's inside my body is what's giving life to the whole universe. So energy inside my.
Did you watch my video today?
I've been on this live stream for a while, but no, not earlier.
Oh, if you go to my channel, I just God is king forever, says Jeranism. All will bow the knee to who? The God of the Bible? Yeah, not all. You messed up on that one. If you watch my video I put out on my channel earlier, I was talking about exactly this. That I have realized that we are all not tiny pieces. We are all pieces of God. So the whole idea of you guys can't, you can't comprehend God, he's out of your comprehension. No, we are God. So it's actually quite easy to comprehend.
100%. It's so easy, but so we're existing in the miracle of life right now.
Yes.
We're just all asleep, and right now the craziest thing is happening ever, and that's just existing and just our awareness and the fact that our consciousness has localized in a body, and we all come from a sperm and a cell, just cells, and we're all just so our consciousness might be all these cells that are vibrating, like these trillions of cells that we have might be coming together and forming our consciousness and our awareness. But I don't know, that starts to go into the hard problem of consciousness, is how is the body creating consciousness, or how is the mind creating consciousness and awareness?
Well, I don't think that's what's happening. I think that we are a soul, and the soul has consciousness. So it's completely separate from the body. It's that think right now in your head. Just start thinking about something. So you'll notice that your thoughts are not actually inside you. They're actually maybe around your head somewhere, but that is your soul. You're just occupying the body right now. Right? Because I always grew up thinking I was me, my brain, I was thinking in my brain, and then I would say, oh, I have a soul somewhere, right? But it's not that. The thought process, the self-identification, the realization of your awareness, the consciousness, whatever you want to call that, that is the soul. That's the soul recognizing itself. That's why other animals don't have that ability.
That's amazing, bro. That's really profound.
Yeah, people don't really get it yet, and it's going to take me a while to kind of shape it, but it answers so many questions. It really answers things that I've always asked, and now it's kind of all starting to click, and it makes sense. It makes sense why bad things happen. It makes sense why good things happen. It makes sense why we say we are manifesting our own reality, because we are the gods. We are the creators of... Now, the thing is, Christians get so upset when you say it. I'm not saying I'm God. God is in everybody. I'm just me. So obviously I'm 1/8 billionth of God. So I'm not saying I'm anywhere near. I'm saying that we all get to operate in this world only through the creator. And if it wasn't for the creator, we wouldn't be here. And it's hard for us to imagine, but the earth isn't actually anywhere. It's in the mind of the creator. Without that, there is no existence that we would even be able to understand. So
you're 100% correct, bro. That's so crazy. That's what I say all the time, is that our whole experience is we're just like a dream inside God's mind, and he's just creating everything, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, exactly. And so that as he thinks, it's just like when they say God is the word, that's also correct, that because our words are so powerful, the vibration, we just don't know it, and they use it and try and cast spells on us and things like that. That's the thing that sucks, is that some assholes got here and are really trying to hold humanity down. That's why they put religion out there, because religion stops people from growing. This guy here that wants to tell me that all knees will bow or whatever, when people get like that, they stop growing. Once you are a believer in the book, and you're a believer in Jesus, and you're a believer in God, and all knees will bow, and Jesus came to save me, you effectively stop your growth. And that's what they want. That's why they do that to you. Because then you don't grow anymore. You'll age 40 years and you didn't do anything because you sat around waiting for Jesus to come.
yes, sir. I feel you on that. It's all about social constructs and like government. It's all about controlling the mind.
Yep.
And there's some smart ass people that just became self-aware before everybody else, and those are the ones that started implementing all the rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they want to control. And it's easy once you understand the mind, and this is what they did for years, right? And I don't know how far back it goes, but clearly the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, where they were studying LSD and studying the mind and studying even the German experiments, Nazi experiments. All that was doing is really learning how our minds work. And so now they can really put out traps. And so this is why they were so effective with the COVID and stuff like that. Because
yes, sir.
they know our
I do
minds.
psychedelics. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I do psychedelics, and so there's an energetic war that's going on. I tend to go out of my body when I do psychedelics. I got DMT, acid, shrooms, I got all that, and then there's like this energetic war that's going on. I could feel like different frequencies that are coming off of the phone, electronics, and it just starts to interfere with our natural human frequency, and it's crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if people know that. Do not keep your cell phone in your pocket. I don't know if guys know that, but don't do it. That's I haven't done it since the iPhone 1, I believe. Well, I think it was iPhone 4. But anyway, all right, I got to let you go. We got people waiting.
Yes, sir. Just one more thing. So the brain is inside the skull in complete darkness, and it's using chemicals and electricity to hallucinate our reality. And yeah, it's crazy.
To hallucinate our reality. I don't know about that, because we all share a reality. Right? If you came over my house, you would see my car in the garage. You would see my truck in the driveway. So that's not your brain hallucinating my vehicle there. You're actually seeing my vehicle there. So I don't know if I would necessarily call it a hallucination. It's the act of
observing, right? The observer effect.
Yeah, observer, physical reality. I mean, that's why when you called and said holographic, I understand what you're saying. It's just like the people who say simulation. I would change the wording though. Because if you say that, people don't get what you do. Think about when we think of holographic. Holographic is just some lights and something, and it kind of looks like it's there, but it's not. So when you say holographic universe, people then think like you think that the wall here is holographic. but I'll throw you into it, and you'll find out it's not.
Yes, sir. 100%. You're amazing, bro. Thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it.
All right, peace. All right, American History AIX.
Oh, hey, Jared. I don't know what happened earlier. We must have got cut off. My internet's not working too good, but
who's this?
This is Jason from Archaics again, calling in.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna hang up on you. I have a feeling you already did
So,
3 minutes.
so I just heard y'all talking about the simulation and the holographic universe and all that kind of stuff just a minute ago. That's what y'all were talking about.
No, I was saying it's not holographic. So were you listening or not?
Well, I kind of just listen to what I want to listen to because, basically I'm God. So whatever I think is right is right. I think that's kind of what you were explaining earlier when you were talking on your stream earlier.
No, that's
what I'm just wondering, when you're in the closet, when you're in the closet, rubbing one out, watching your wife get.
What a pathetic. Can you imagine being that pathetic? Think about it. Think about being so pathetic. I mean, these guys these guys are on behalf of God. It just reconfirms my decisions so often. Like, oh man, am I leaving, by not being a Christian, am I leaving the good people behind? And then people like that calling, you're like, that guy's a piece of shit. And he's a Christian. It's actually quite funny. It's really funny. It's just, I can't imagine being that much of a loser that you have to call in. And I mean, do you think that guy's got a wife to call in and bag on mine? No way. No way. What is he hiding out in the backyard and yelling about my wife with his wife in bed or something? No, guy hasn't had pussy in years. What's up, Tizoo?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
So I was just watching like Speaker's Corner videos, and I came across your channel. I was just very curious of other people's perspectives. I'm just here to be educated and see what your perspective is.
Nice.
So far, like with your so far with what you said, I think you're pantheist. I don't know if I'm right about that, but you have very pantheistic views.
No. I believe in the creator.
Okay, so you believe in a singular creator then?
Yes.
Right, okay. And you said that everyone is a part of God, but not God.
Correct. Yes. So, I mean, I kind of think that, because a lot of people say, like, where do you get your morality from if you don't get it from the Bible? And I think whether people admit it or not, we all have that morality inside of us from the very beginning. Now, you can have bad parents who maybe teach you the wrong way, but throughout your, let's say your formation years, like basically 3 to 10, is when you kind of build that, and you notice, if you do something wrong, you notice there's that feeling inside you, right? So if you're going to tell a lie, you get that little pain in your stomach. If you steal something from the store, you get that little pain. That's God. Your conscience is communicating with you and teaching you what's right and wrong. And then as you grow up, you'll either decide at some point to go one direction or the other. Usually the easy direction is the shunning the good, which is what everybody on TV does, which is, people who sell their soul, people who take money and give up their actual true beliefs. And so that's basically, and a lot of people say, oh, they're satanic, they follow Satan. Well, Satan is the adversary. So think of it like inside of you, there's a little devil and a little angel, and you'll make that choice throughout life of which one you take. And at some point you might get to a point of no return, right? Like you've gone so far bad, or like for me, I've gotten to a point now where I can't go that direction anymore. I've already, I guess you can call it born again or whatever you want, where you just can't make the same sins. I want to say sins, even though that's a very Christian word, but you can't make those same sins anymore. So I think I've kind of developed that the reason for that is because inside of you is the morality of God. And then I look at what do they teach us? And they teach us that we can never know God. They say, oh, God's so far out of your realm of possibilities, you can't understand God. You can't understand his morality. You can't understand anything about him. And while that may be true as far as him being infinite, it's not true when it comes to morality. The only reason you have morals is because they come from the creator. That's
would
where the
you
morals come.
sorry to cut you off.
Go
Would
ahead.
you agree that not all morality comes from birth?
Say it again.
Do you agree that not all of morality comes from birth? Not all of it.
No, because it depends on where you were born, who your parents are, what kind of upbringing you had, what kind of school you went to.
Okay, so morality can change. So it's not like a universal morality.
It can change, but we all will have the basic set from
Basic
the
set of
beginning.
morality. Okay.
Right. So,
but
like
do you
for
think-
instance, the
Yeah.
10 Commandments are pretty much kind of commonplace, right? I mean, not the one of like you should have, keep the Sabbath holy, but I'm talking about like the don't murder, don't take from, don't steal, honor thy father and mother. Like pretty much everybody knows that. You don't need to actually teach that to people.
Yeah. Okay. What about? Would you agree that so instead of teaching, we come to an understanding that our actions do have consequences, right?
Correct.
Because we're innately social creatures.
Yes.
Because the fact that we're innately social creatures, instead of actually having it from birth, we come to an understanding that if I were to kill this person, it's going to have consequences on my life.
Correct.
And how I thrive. So,
well, you mean like how you consequences in your life, like how you'll feel, or are you talking about actual physical consequences, like
no,
be
physical,
arrested?
like physical, even how you feel, physical consequences, because at the end of the day, killing that person is going to affect you in a way, because we are social creatures.
Yes.
So would you agree that that's not actually from birth, but we actually grow to learn that? Like we learn that as we're getting older.
No, but no. How many people actually kill somebody before they realize that? Nobody, right? I mean, not very many people would do that. What I'm saying is that instinctively, like you don't have to steal something and get caught to know stealing is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not you already know it. You may try it.
But I think it's more of the fact that they don't kill them because they know the consequences. It's the fact that they don't have any value in killing someone. There's no purpose for that. And then they can realize there's consequences. But
so are you saying like at the age of like 15, let's say?
Yeah, there's no reason to kill someone. What's the purpose? What is it going to achieve for me?
True, unless they had a bunch of money or something. But
yeah, exactly. Unless you're doing like crime.
Yeah.
What would that like? What would that give me?
No, but you know that you don't want to be killed, and so therefore, why would you kill somebody else, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it would be like more of an empathy thing, right?
I guess it could be empathy. Right, I mean, obviously, empathy. I think of empathy more as feeling the pain of somebody else, but if somebody's dead, it's hard to feel their pain. So
that's fair point.
Yeah.
Okay. Just as I joined the stream, you're talking about flat earthers.
Yes.
Are you a flat earther yourself?
Yeah, I don't like the name so much, but yes, I do not think we live on a ball, and from everything I can tell, the Earth is level.
Quite exactly. What is your model? What kind of model do you follow?
I don't really find the model to be important because, like I just said, I believe that we exist in the kind of mind of God. I don't believe we're in any kind of vacuum or universe or spinning ball. I think it's much more magical than that. So as far as a model, I guess you could say it's a level plane with different planes of existence all operating at the same time. I think maybe even on the same level as us.
Right. Okay. What about space and all the discoveries we have about space and stars and galaxies?
I don't
don't
think
believe in
this,
that?
No. I mean, have you ever seen a galaxy? I mean, they tell us it's made up of stars, millions of stars or whatever, but we don't know that, right?
Yeah, but I have myself took pictures of galaxies.
Sure. What are they? Just little spirals in the sky, right?
Yeah. But what is that then?
I don't know.
What's the purpose of that? Oh, you don't know?
No.
Right. Okay.
But
So
what they tell you is that you're actually looking I wouldn't even guess on probably 300 trillion miles at the minimum. Do you think you can see that far?
We can see very, very far. We can actually see very far because.
So if you stand at the beach and look out at the ocean, you can see about 3 miles. Okay. If you get up a little bit higher on a mountain, you can maybe see 100 miles. Get up really high on a mountain, you can see 400 miles. But then we jump to trillions. It's just
yeah, but see,
okay, here follow me with this one. Follow me with this one real quick. So you know how big they say the sun is?
Right.
How big?
I'm not sure, but it's quite very big compared to the Earth.
Okay, and how do you know how far?
No.
Okay, so they
Not
say
exactly.
they say it's 93 million miles. Okay, but let's pretend let's pretend real quick, and they say the sun is 867,000 miles wide, which is ridiculous because nobody even can fathom that big. But let's say that the sun was 1 mile away from Earth. Okay, so it's 1 mile above our head. So would it take up our entire sky?
1 mile.
If it's 1 mile above my head, I look up with the
Yeah, I
sun.
wouldn't see anything else but the sun.
Thank you. Okay, so we see nothing but the sun, right? So
Yeah.
then if we move it to 93 million miles, where they say it is now, then it reduces to the size of like a nickel held at arm's length, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's at
Okay.
93 million miles. Okay,
Okay.
so, and that they say is 8 light minutes, right? It takes light 8
Yeah,
minutes.
it takes
here.
8 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so now double that distance that we just said. So now the sun went from my entire sky, 93 million miles. Now it's the size of a nickel. We double it again, so we get to 16 light minutes, and it's now what, half that nickel?
Okay.
Okay. So now we're going to double that again. We're going to go to
Mhm.
30 light minutes and double it again. Now it's how big is, tiny, right?
Yeah, it'll
Okay.
get smaller and smaller.
And we're at 30 light minutes. So now let's double it again. And now we're at 1 light hour. Do you think you'd still be able to see the sun?
I think so, yeah.
But it'd be very tiny, yeah?
It'll be tiny, but you still see like a little speck in the sky.
Okay.
Little star.
Now let's multiply how far it is by 24. By 24, would you still be able to see it?
With my eyes or with a telescope?
Your eyes.
With my naked eyes. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, because we doubled it from the sun size we see, we doubled it again, then we multiplied it by
Mhm.
24, it'd be pretty much non-existent, right? That's only a light day. So now we have to times that by 365. That's 1 light year. No way we'd see the sun. Now you have to multiply that by 4 just to get to the closest star that there is in the sky. So basically it debunks their entire idea of how far we can see in light, and you have to then believe that these lights are just traveling forever and ever and ever through bending space-time, which all these gigantic suns should be bending space-time in every direction. Do you believe in space-time?
Yeah.
So what is it?
I believe space and time is intertwined. So if matter changes, it also changes the time. That's how I see it.
Okay, but Einstein says it's what causes gravity, right? The massive bodies bending space-time.
Yeah, but see, gravity also changes time relative to another person's time. So the gravity would change it.
Okay.
So therefore, like the space and time are intertwined. They're together. They work together.
Yeah, but where? What is being bent?
What is being bent?
Yeah. So what is space? Space is an empty vacuum, right?
Oh, you can say that, but we don't really know what's that empty vacuum.
Didn't we?
Don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't actually know what's beyond that empty vacuum. So
no, not what's beyond it. Isn't what space is just an empty vacuum?
Well, that's the only thing we can perceive. But
right. So how did Einstein come up with space-time and start saying that things bend it in a vacuum where there is no there's no physical thing? So it just sounds like he made something up in his head, said something's bending it, and then everybody went, yeah, I agree. But there is nothing there. There's nothing in space. There's nothing being bent. And then, have you ever seen that picture where they draw like a lattice and then the Earth sits in a little bowl and then that's what causes the orbits and things?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that require the Earth being weighed down? But they tell us there's no up and down in space. So how is it?
I think it's not to I don't think it should be taken that literally. The fact that space is literally bent. Because like you said, space can't be bent. Like you can't have an up or down. I think it's more of the fact to show you
no, I believe
how much mass.
If you look up Einstein gravity, they would say that's what it is. Right? If I'm going to look up Einstein gravity,
they'll tell you that like space quite literally bends.
Let's see. Let's see here. Gravitational theory. Einstein. He theorized that a mass can prod space plenty. It can wrap it. It can bend it. It can push it. It can pull it. Gravity was just a natural outcome of a mass's existence in space. You can visualize Einstein's gravity warp by stepping on a trampoline. So again, no, you cannot, because when you step on a trampoline, you have weight, which is causing the trampoline to go down. But there is no such thing in space of anything that would cause anything to go down, because there is no up or down. So
yeah, but I did say visualize, right?
Okay, so you can visualize Einstein's gravity warp by stepping on a trampoline. Your mass causes a depression in the stretchy fabric of space. Okay, except for in space, there is no fabric. Roll a ball past the warp at your feet and it'll curve towards your mass. Yes, if space had a fabric. The heavier you are, the more it bends space. Yes, except for you're talking about something invisible. Look at the edges of the trampoline. The warp lessens the further away from your mass. Yes, that's because there's a trampoline there. Thus, the same Newtonian relationships are explained, predicted mathematically with better precision, yet through a different lens of warped space. Take that, Newton, says Einstein. It's just garbage. Put it that way.
Yeah, but see, what I understood from that is it's just saying it's just more of a visualization thing. It's for you to visualize. It's not quite literally saying like the universe has a fabric. Because like how else would you explain? How else would you explain like time dilation? If
I don't even know if that happens.
I think that's where the issue lies. Like you don't even believe in that aspect, so therefore that the other aspect doesn't even matter.
So it says here
this whole time,
the biggest lesson from Einstein. Oh wait, people want to see this. I gotta bring it up here so they can see. I hate when this thing does this. Let me put it back here. That's good enough. This says the biggest lesson from Einstein's general theory of relativity is that space itself isn't a flat, unchanging absolute entity. Rather, it's woven together along with time into a single fabric spacetime. This fabric is continuous, smooth, and gets curved and deformed by the presence of matter and energy. But it doesn't exist. See, this is how they've backed everyone into a corner, and they want to laugh and joke at flat earthers when actually the ones with the dumber belief are heliocentrists who believe in the fabric of spacetime.
Yeah, but I don't understand. How else would you explain time dilation?
What do you mean? Explain how that happens in life. I didn't even know time dilation happens.
So, I mean, in life, we have satellites. So do you even believe we have satellites orbiting Earth?
I believe they're on balloons or some sort of electromagnetic cabling, or what they call tethering.
Also, they're not even orbiting, but like naturally, they're held up by.
You mean like the moon?
Yeah, it's not even orbiting like the moon. Is that what you believe?
No, I believe that the moon is orbiting, but I don't think that there's.
Okay, so you believe the orbits. Okay, but you don't believe we have satellites orbiting like the moon.
No. You mean like the look up a picture. Why can't we see any pictures of them?
Pictures of what? Satellites?
Yeah. I mean, there's something. How many do they say are up there? Have you ever seen a picture of what they show the Earth with the satellites around it?
I think the satellite is too close for us to take a picture of Earth. It's very close.
No, I'm saying pictures of the actual satellite itself.
Oh, of the satellite itself. We do have pictures.
In space?
Yeah.
Where? When? Where have you seen that? I only see cartoons. But I don't know. Can you see my screen or no? Can you see the show?
I can see. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, like I mean, this picture is what they actually say is going on.
Let's have a look.
This picture, like here, with all these satellites. There is a website like this one.
Okay.
This is what.
How would I explain then the fact? So I have an app on my phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
It tells me like the International Space Station, for example. It tells me where it is exactly.
Yes.
So I went on a holiday, and the sky there was very clear. There's like very little pollution.
Right.
And I was looking at the sky and actually saw it like zip around the sky, like it was just flying across the sky.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
Like a little speck of it. Yeah. So how would I explain that? What exactly is that? Just like a hoax? Is that like a government hoax, or?
I don't know what it is. I mean, it's kind of their go-to. If you ask anybody, if you tell them you think the Earth's flat, they'll tell you, "Oh, the ISS, we've seen the ISS. The ISS proves it." So I don't know to what levels they would take it.
No, I wouldn't say it proves it, but
Well, but I mean, as far as like,
I don't think it denies or proves. It's just that it proves that there is an IRS. There is a International Space Station.
Well, there is something in the sky. It doesn't prove there's a space station. Like it doesn't prove there's people on it, right?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, what about the video evidence of people on the International Space Station?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of it is a zero-G plane.
And you think it's like Hollywood, like it's fake?
Have you ever seen? There's a lot of videos on YouTube of all the mistakes that they've made. They use something called augmented reality, and they've gotten tripped up on it a couple times. Where basically they wear these contacts where they can have virtual items that they play with, but they're not really there. And they've made mistakes where they go to grab a hat and it's not there, but they grab it and think that they have it and move it over to a shelf and things like that. There's been guys on. There's guys on wires. There's the hard part is that if you go to YouTube now, they hide everything. We used to
I would
have.
love to see these videos.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just hard to find because, I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen. If you go to like YouTube and just search flat Earth, it's all you'll get is all the debunker stuff. It's the only thing like that. So you see all these videos that are like debunk, 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 worst things that the 10 things flat Earth are saying. So
yeah.
Now if I go to like flat Earth curve proof or something, now you'll notice that these videos don't even change. It'll be the same videos. It's always, the Mark Sargent one, this guy with the bike. There's the 10 things all flat earthers say. So they return the same results every time. You'll never get the actual. Back in 2015, 2016, you would actually be able to find all the videos that we've put out, but you won't find those now.
All right, okay.
Because they block it. So you'd have to actually look for, so you wanted to see, I guess Dave Weiss is probably the best place to go for that. Yeah.
What exactly does your like flat Earth model prove? What can we get from that? Or what is even the point of like everyone hiding it?
Yeah, I'm not really sure if either it's always been by design or if science originally thought that it was a sphere, and so they have to protect that now. Not really sure which one it is, or if it's just a diabolical scheme from the beginning.
But they used to believe the Earth was flat.
Yeah,
How they changed it.
How long ago though?
In the 1600s, like they used to believe the Earth was flat.
Yeah, I mean that's not what their story is now, but I would probably tend to agree with you, but I don't think that's not the science story now. The science story is like, remember when we grew up, they told us that Christopher Columbus proved the globe, right?
Did he?
I don't know. I think that's what I was taught. But they don't say that
I'm
now.
Sure, if he proved it, but
well, what I mean, I guess that's not proof, but people were afraid to sail because they thought they'd fall off. Right?
Okay, right.
And so he said, no, I think that if I go that way, I'll hit India.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went that way and thought he hit India, but he actually didn't even come close to going that far. So anyway, but now they tell us that no, it was always known it was a globe, and he didn't even go for that reason. And it's just they change the story all the time. Hey, I gotta let you go. It'd be fun to talk to you again.
It was it was amazing.
Are you on Telegram or no?
No, I don't use Telegram. I can always find you here. I mean,
okay, yeah, I'm on here.
Yeah, I'll subscribe. I'll always be here.
Thank you. I'm here every Thursday.
I'll listen.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Peace.
Thank you.
All right, let's get back over here and see. Whoa, okay, hold on. I gotta fix this. All right, do I need to go over? I guess maybe we'll just stay here. I don't know if I need to go to Rokfin tonight. What up, Neil?
Hello, John.
How are you? I love your background. That's my favorite. I love books. I'm like, what has he got back there?
Thank you very much.
Let me at it.
That on fridge freezers for when the famine starts.
Yeah, right. You have people in there. I know.
Yeah. I tell you what it was. Do you remember Brenda, the globalist, at the very start?
Oh yeah.
Saying about their intuition and stuff. And I was thinking, like, with that intuition, there should have been a police officer or something. They could turn up at sort of like the scene of a crime and say, "No, bullshit. This doesn't make sense." So
it's like, what are they doing? Like, what is the point of? I can't imagine being in their position. So I'm trying to think of like something that we know is a fact in the world, because this is their position, right? They think that the Earth's a globe. It's a fact, and they've known it. So let's think of like what's a fact in the world that we know, like that water is wet. Okay, so we know that. Mm-hmm. So it would be like people getting on YouTube and making videos and saying water isn't wet. So I would look at those videos and I would laugh and I would say water's clearly wet, and I would go about my life. To then take a timeout from my life for 3 years and get kicked out of conversation after debate, after acting like a punk, after yelling at people and trying to show up late night and people, all to push the theory that's already known. Like, I don't get it. Like, why are people fighting against flat earthers? It's almost as if if they really weren't afraid of it, then they would know that there's no chance it ever becomes the prevailing belief, so they wouldn't worry about it. But the fact that they're worried about it must tell us something. And it's because most of them have, cursed God and cursed the creator and cursed religion, and they can't stand the thought that maybe they're wrong about that.
No, indeed. And then Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, you were saying like he's like a useful idiot. I mean, I think he's worse than that. Like he doesn't see his own cognitive bias. He contradicts himself
all the time. You don't think he's an actor either?
No, I just think he's.
Yeah, I think it's better if you're ever going to do something. It's better to have somebody who thinks that what they're doing is noble, because there's no liability there. There's no liability, and I think I realized that when Joe Rogan asked him, "Do you know what the curvature formula is?" He's like, "Do you know what the curvature formula is?" He's like, "Curvature formula." He's like, "The gravity equation." He's like, "No, curvature," and he had no idea what he was even talking about.
No, my God, did you see how angry he got on that last appearance? Once Rogan asked him that question, and then deGrasse Tyson got quite animated, and then you could almost see Rogan going like, "Fuck, maybe Eddie's right on this."
How recent? You mean like within like 2 years ago or something?
Yeah, or something like that.
That was the one that was. Yeah, because he was like, no, the curvature drop, like the drop of the Earth, and you could tell because when you become an astrophysicist, they skip right past that day, right? That's the last thing you're learning.
It's just word salad at one point. He's trying to bamboozle you with.
Yeah, he's like, oh, the curvature, the gravity drop. He's like, no, not gravity. You just didn't get it because they've never worked on it. That's something it's just like when they skip it with us, they skip it with astrophysicists. They don't go through the curvature of the Earth because then those guys might go out with a camera and say, how come I can see this far?
Mm-hmm.
So they just skip past that, go right to space, give them all these papers, study this, learn about the stars, learn about the galaxies. And I don't even think, I know he had to do one paper, but usually PhD scientists will actually submit papers. I think he just did the one that's required to get your PhD. I don't think he's ever put out another paper. So he's just a science popularizer. And I heard that he stayed the weekend with Carl Sagan when he was 17.
Right.
So it was basically like he was groomed to be that cosmos person.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he wore his wrestling shorts.
Oh God, I gotta go now. Gotta go throw up. I'll go throw up. Can you host the show for a second?
I don't know. I often thought there about, again, one of your men was on about saying, what's life all about and all. And I was thinking that perhaps maybe it is a bit like a simulation, but that if you think that we are all like a separate brain cell or something created by God and also AI, and people in the Bible talk about, or people talking about the Bible say, oh, we're here to, God experiencing himself or whatever it is. Maybe perhaps we're like an AI. We come here, we have our processing time.
Explain to me why you would call it an AI, though. I guess I lose it for a second there. Why would you call it that?
Well, I mean, again, still going back to the Anunnaki and that we've been spliced and diced to create a form of life. Perhaps they can upload us at the end of life into the system. And then people that don't get it uploaded correctly, that's like a near-death experience. They get put back here.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I don't know. And again, that's just something that occurred to me because we are almost like processing units. We just come here, we have experiences, and then what? What after that?
I think that it's very difficult to leave, but I think that you can. I don't know. I have my only thoughts, but I don't have any evidence for it. But I think that if you were to sift through humanity in this, so kind of picturing myself as being a god for a second, if I wanted to kind of test a huge amount of humans, I would put them all here, and I would be very selective about the ones that I would move on to the next plane of existence. And the ones that I would move on would be the ones who would go on, but they would remember this life, right? So right now, we don't remember any past lives. So it's a really good sifting ground in the fact that you have to learn while you're here. You have to actually make the good decisions while you're here. You have to not be led astray by the many, many, many distractions. And so let's say that just a very small percentage of them move on to the next plane of existence to where they do remember this life. So you could really build a better world if you kind of picture, I don't know, just picture the 1,000 best people on Earth right now. Just saying. Just picture those 1,000 people moving on to another, could call it a plane of existence. Same thing, kind of a land area where there's water and stuff. And then, but they remember this life. So they're able to, they're obviously people who don't want to get power and control, right? Because that would be one of the rarest things. Somebody who's in power or rich or in control, who doesn't become self-absorbed, who doesn't make it all about themselves and hoard money and start not caring about everybody else. So it's a very, like, for me, I've always said this, there's not one person, male, that I would consider a role model. So that tells you how many, I mean, there's 4 billion of us. You'd think that there'd be one that I would say, like, that guy's cool. But I can't even really think of one that is like the ultimate.
Not even Neil deGrasse Tyson.
No, he's definitely. I thought I was a shoo-in. He's my role model.
Too when you're on.
He's my role model for sure. No, so I just picture. I guess I kind of picture that if you were to go through like levels, and I get why you wouldn't want, because let's say you did have memory of your past life. So let's say I really screwed up here, and I become a druggie, and I become a pimp or whatever, and I just die at the age of 45 from cocaine overdose. Okay, so if then I came back here, but I remembered that life, it really wouldn't be a true learning experience to be like, okay, now I'm just not going to, because you're almost like not doing it because you know the outcome. Like, I don't know how to explain it really. Like, that's not the best way to really find out who is the best, is not to have them remember what they did here, because then people would just adjust what they're doing just to get past, right? So you could be a terrible person and just correct your life enough to that you get to the next level. And now we've got terrible people in the next level, which I think the goal was never to have that. The goal would be to, again, that's just me speculating on, because I don't know if it would be good enough to just, you get it right here and you go back to source and that was it. Could be, but I think that there would be much more to it than that.
Yeah, lovely.
But I don't know. I've heard so many different, I've heard that we are gods and that we came here and that they've trapped us, the Anunnakis trapped us, and that we are basically they feed off of our like fears, and so that this is why they pump all this fear into people, and is because these guys, and they can kind of look like us, we wouldn't even know that they're around. I don't know, there's a lot of options out there. I read too much.
Too many.
All right, I gotta go. I see lots of people wait for me.
All right, Jared, thank you very much.
Nice talking to you, Neil. Peter, what up? I can't hear you. No. Check if you go to the bottom of your screen, it says settings, then go to audio, and then make sure you get green dots like mine are when you talk. Hello. Like that. And then I'll come back to you in 1 second. Wheelchair Bear.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. I wanted to tell everybody I'm shutting down the phones, so nobody else use the link. I'm going to erase the link here. We've been going for long enough. I want to get. Hi. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm on.
You are on.
Hey, I listened to your thing today. It was great.
Oh, you like it?
It really went well with the water video. I mean, when the two guys that you had on, what's the bear, the guy, the cartoonist that does?
Oh yeah, made by Jim Bob.
I can't remember his name, but
Jim Bob.
When I think the reason he can do Jordan Peterson and so well, and as well as who's the other one he does, the Jewish.
He can do anybody. He really can. I mean, people.
Yeah, he can do anyone. He does Jordan Peterson really well, but
really good.
He kind of speaks the same as both those guys. Like,
that's true. He does
long
speak like
sentences
now, and I didn't notice it before, but now that I listen to him, he sounds like Peterson. Like they have the same mannerisms and the way. I almost felt like today, and I never really noticed that before. It almost felt like he was just saying words. I'm not sure if that's true, but it just seemed like that to me.
That's how I went to see Jordan Peterson one time, and
you gotta do it. I wish I could do voices. I would love to do Jordan Peterson's voice. It's so funny the way he talks, and Yeah, and you can't do it. You gotta go. You know, so I can't do it. So it makes me
I've
mad.
tried to do it before. It's like,
I gotta.
well, it's
see. It's
I
like
can't do voices.
me neither. It pisses me off more than anything. I've got a lot of talents, and I would trade some of them for that one, but I can't.
So
It doesn't work that way.
when you were playing him, it was like, God, this guy isn't making any sense, and I wish he would shut up. And then you would come on and kind of explain your side of it, and it just totally makes sense.
Yeah, I'm
But
not sure
I always thought,
if they. It was hard for me to tell whether he was like arguing on my side or not, because I didn't really understand the. I didn't understand the point of what he was saying. Like one time he said, "Oh well,
I
if you."
don't think he was on your side.
No, but he was kind of like
It
saying.
didn't really.
No, he was like setting me up though, because like making me look good, because he kept
Yeah.
saying things that were like what? Like when he said, "Oh, you're just this is nihilism or whatever," which is not at all anything close to what I believe. So that was weird. And then he also was like, "Oh, well, if you can't you can't be against dogma because you'll create a dogma, and you can't be against." And I was like, "Wait, that doesn't make any sense. I'm against dogma, and I don't
Yeah.
create a dogma." So it was just like things he said that were like, maybe he's just used to just saying things and nobody saying things back. I don't know.
Right. I don't know. And then the other guy, I'd never seen him before.
Oh no, me either. He's just a caller. Oh, you mean
He just
Pratt?
argued.
You mean Dan Pratt?
I guess so. Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy that was the red letter guy. Talking about kept emphasizing the red letters, and he was just an asshole. Like why would you want to be like that guy when
He
you come on
goes-
and you're calm and you explain yourself? Like it's
Yeah, I don't know why he just wouldn't. I
it
think that
really-
we communicate too. I'm trying to remember whether it's text or whether it's on Facebook Messenger or something. We've talked before, and he came on the Baby Truther show one time, and we've had problems in the past, which always stem from him having those kind of moments where he melts down and just there's no reason for it. I mean, he was like, basically saying that I'm misrepresenting Christians and that but I really don't misrepresent Christians. I guess people could see
No.
it that way, but I'm just trying to say the God that they worship, this is how I see him. So if that's not misrepresenting Christians, that's just me saying, I know Christians worship that God, but that doesn't make him off limits to me. I still am going to comment on that God, but I get it that Christians are going to see that as an attack on them when that's not my fault, right? Like if my mom was a wicked, evil person and every day I had to watch people do videos about how wicked and evil my mom was, it would suck because it's an attack on her and I would get hurt by it, but it's not really an attack on me, right? I mean, it's an attack on her. So, but obviously Christians take it very personally because that's their God. So they don't want to see that. But yeah, he was just saying some things.
They do, but yeah, not being like we got a lot in common. My mom sings in the choir in the Catholic Church, and she's strong Catholic. I was an altar boy. Just lately, actually, when this new Pope came in, I really had a lot of questions, and then more and more, I started listening to more people.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had the same questions, though. Like, what about these people that never had the chance to be a Christian? Like,
yeah, and their answers, if they ever had, they really need to work on their answers because the answers are so bad that like they just say, oh, well, those people go straight to heaven if they never got introduced to the Bible. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like that's not a very
what
good.
If they're terrible people?
Yeah, it's not even a good. It's not even a good test of like this. Definitely seems like a test. So I don't think there's like loopholes like that. And like people say like, oh, if babies die, they go straight to paradise forever. And it's like that can't be true, or else then parents would be hoping for the death of their children. Like we just let Mavi play out in the street at 2 years old and be like, I hope he gets hit by a car because if he does, he'll be in paradise forever. I mean, that's ridiculous.
And then what about the original sin thing?
Right.
So babies die, but they also have original sins. They have to be baptized, or else they don't go to heaven.
That's all nonsense. To me, I think anything like that, you would probably come back. You have to somehow prove yourself. But then again, I also think about it, and I don't know if a soul is aware at 2 years old to the point where if a 2-year-old did die from some accident or something, I'm not really sure it would be bad if the soul just didn't come back. How would the soul know? right? I don't know. It depends on what's outside of this. I don't know if we are. I don't think this is our first time run through. Like my son seems older than me to me.
Yeah.
And he's 2. Not 2 yet, but I mean he's close. But it just seems like he's got like the real he loves to cry. He's very cry, but he's very like deep, intuitive. He kind of is always thinking and just I don't know, it just feels like an old soul.
And I think of you as being like an older brother, or not whatever. Like if you were my brother, you would
that from a couple
you
other
seem
people.
older, but you're 10, 20 years younger.
I won't say anybody's names, but there's people who watch me who say the same thing. They're like, how are you my same age, but you're so much older? But it's I do feel like I don't want to come back here again. So that makes me feel like it's not the first time. Like I feel like I really want to get it right this time. And I really feel like I'm being tested this time. Not that, I remember last time, but I'm just saying it feels like a purposeful test to me. Somebody's throwing a test at me. So I guess maybe everybody might feel that way.
Yeah, it seems you're teaching a lot of people, or you're helping a lot of people to see, open their mind, I guess. And like you were, if it wasn't for you and Dave going on Benjamin's podcast, I probably never would have looked at it, because I had a little bit. I saw that video that Behind the Curve, a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
And right off the start, I thought, well, I didn't notice that the lines were uneven. And
nobody
but
would.
I did notice. I thought, oh, well, they could be putting that thing in the water. And I said, you can see the shore beyond them.
So dumb.
It's like, how it didn't prove anything. And then back then, I still thought the Earth was a globe, but I could clearly see that these people were lying. And why were they lying? It just didn't click.
It's so weird. I was talking to the girl from the Independent Investigations group. She's the one who does the podcast, Ross and Carrie. And, when I told her what happened with, first of all, I told her what happened with Behind the Curve. And then I don't know if she didn't believe me, but she wanted to see evidence. And then she was going to get me a lawyer. And that all went well, except for the lawyer. And he made a good point that the Behind the Curve never said I proved curve. If they ever said that at any point in a movie or in an interview, then I would have a lawsuit. But because they didn't, then there's nothing that they really did besides put a real scene in their movie, right? Like that scene really happened where I looked at the light, he held it above his head, and I said, interesting. So they didn't lie.
Yeah.
That actually happened. Now they placed it strategically at the end of the movie to give the impression that it was proven curve. That they did, right? So I showed her that, and she was like, she didn't believe me. Like, she's like, what do you mean they said they would give you the footage? I said, that's the only reason I let him film the experiment is because I was going to film it, but I didn't really know how do I film it and perform the experiment. So when they called and asked if they could film it, I said, sure, can I get the footage? And they're like, yeah, we're making a documentary, but everything that we don't use in the documentary, you can have that footage. I said, okay, can I have a little bit though? Like, how long is that going to take? I said, because my fans are going to want to see that we did the test. I said, oh yeah, that's fine. We'll give you some pieces. Okay, great. So we go do the experiment. And then when I started asking them for the footage, they're like, oh no, we're making the documentary right now. We'll get back to you when it's done. So like 3-4 months go by, and they finally, I'm like, is it done yet? Oh yeah, now we're shopping it. Finally, they sell it to Netflix. Then they tell me, oh, it was in the deal that we can't give you the footage. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, oh, it was in they don't, I'm like, the extra footage, what does Netflix care? Oh, it's just part of their deal. And I did talk to some people in the industry, and they said that is usually true, that they don't want like pieces of the footage getting out that might contradict the movie or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They're buying the whole thing. So when I told this girl that, she didn't believe me. And so I then sent her all these text messages and all the emails of me saying, hey, where's the footage? Where's this? And then they eventually said, I said, can I see the paperwork that says that? And they said, oh, we don't have it. And then they had to contact Netflix. And then that's when they said, just have them contact our lawyer. Like they stopped dealing with me and told me to get, deal with their lawyer. So when I told this girl that, she was like shocked. So I showed her all that stuff. Then a couple months later, I showed her the stuff from Genius showing that they clearly were faking. And she kept looking at the helicopter thing like shocked, And then most recently, now this, and I'm just like, so you see what the problem is here? I'm like, you've got Behind the Curve, the movie that's supposed to prove curve. You've got Stephen Hawking, Genius, supposed to prove curve. You've got Nat Geo doing this test. I said, and all three of them had to lie in order to show the globe. So I'm like, so if you guys are wondering why there's more and more flat earthers, it's because even on these main programs, these PBS programs, these Nat Geo programs, they can't prove the curve. I'm like, why don't you guys just go do it? Like everybody talks about, well, there should be a permanent structure somewhere. So think of how much money the freaking science has, and that they could get for grants, or go build something out in Utah, and we don't have the money to do that, but they have money, they have teams, they could hire people, they could do it, but they don't. And I'm like, and the other thing that was weird about her is that she knows astronauts. So I talked to her and I said, look, you know me, right? I'm respectful. I don't go off. And she said, yeah. I said, get me an interview with an astronaut on the ISS. And she goes, okay, I think I can do that. And I said, well, hold on. I said, I want it a little bit special. I said, I want it to be 30 minutes. And I said it with no kind of pre-written questions. They have to be able to answer me in real time for 30 minutes. And I said, and I'm going to make them do things like take a broomstick and put it underneath their legs, by their arms, across their head. And she's like, oh, I don't know if they'll do that. I'm like, why not? And she's
Why?
like, because there's nothing in it for them. I'm like, I would do it on my channel live. We'd be live. Like, they could totally embarrass me. If they're on the ISS, they can get on there. Yeah. And she's just like, oh, I'll talk to them, but and of course it's not going to happen. So, I mean, all these things that happen, while the outside world doesn't see them, to me, it just solidifies every single day that there's no way this would be the outcome if the Earth was a ball. If the Earth was a ball, you would have already proved it. If the Earth was a ball, you wouldn't have had to lie about water going down the opposite direction in the opposite hemispheres. You wouldn't have had to take down the planetarium site because their program didn't move the North Star. Like, everything that they do is just more and more and more. It's not really evidence as much as it is exactly what you would expect if what we're saying is true. If that makes any sense. So it always just surprised me that if the Earth was a ball, they would have already proven it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they would have already gone out and had some big television program, Friday night on Fox, the curvature of the Earth, and they would do some sort of something. But they can't, and they won't.
It's actually it's so obvious, and to everybody that everyone's a flat earther. They just don't know it yet, and most people haven't taken a half hour to really look at some real stuff.
And then the fact that the oceans are all just assumed to be curved at the rate that they say, but that's never been measured. The oceans haven't even been measured. Somebody's not out there with like chains measuring the ocean.
No.
So it's
well, in the northern hemisphere where they've laid cables, that part's been measured.
Yeah, I guess by the length of the cables, but that's why I've always said that there's no southern ones.
But not the south.
No, and there's not a one, because I think they would run up short. I think that they would come up way short.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, let me let you go. I got people waiting.
Okay, good.
Nice talking
to you.
Thanks for watching stuff. Appreciate it. Richie from Boston?
What's up, Jaron? It's Rich.
That's just that same guy, I think. Peter, what's up?
Hey, Jaron. How you doing?
Oh, having fun with this guy who's obviously got such a cool life that he's called into the show 4 times now. You know.
Oh, I only just joined recently.
No, there's some other guy.
I got 3 things for you. 1, I have a question. 2, I have something I want to argue with you about.
Let's do it.
And 3, I have an explanation as to why evil exists, which I think is something that you've been trying to address the last couple of weeks on the show.
Sure, I kind of think I know why it exists, but go ahead.
Well, what do you? Okay, you want to talk about the evil then?
Whatever you want. I'm gonna get a drink real quick, but go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. Well, I would prefer to start with my question, and it's about the Diomedes Islands. Have you done much research into this? This fact that they are like less than 100 miles apart, yet the time zones are 4 hours apart. It's like, where is the sun going somewhere? What's happening with that? Do you have any perspective?
No. How you spell it?
Diomedes. Diomodes. You've never heard of this before? Dave has talked about it.
I've heard him talk about it, but I don't think I ever looked at it.
Yeah, there's something's going on there with those 2 islands.
Oh, the ones that are in between Russia and the United States.
Yeah, they're because they're too close for the what's it called, the time zones.
So you're saying there's 4-hour difference between them?
Yeah, and it's like 100-mile difference. Yeah.
4-hour difference time wise?
Yeah. Something's up with there.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
Something's going on there.
Wow, it looks like a giant tree. Unbelievable. You see it before? I mean, look at this one. Oh, you can't. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Can you see the show? Can you see that? I don't know. There's a big. It looks like a big tree. I saw a TikTok the other day of some helicopter flying into Antarctica, and they land at the base, and it's a huge tree stump. It's so awesome.
Yeah, it does look like a tree stump.
Yeah,
But there's something's going on with those islands. I definitely suggest you should look into it.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll address the evil reason because that's more important than the other thing I wanted to argue about.
Okay.
So when you think about like what does an average person who like lives an average life that's not having like any real struggles, what are they going through? They're not like the type of person who's going to be sitting there questioning things.
Correct.
The people who question things are the ones who like hit rock bottom, like real bad stuff happens to them.
That's funny. I mean, or they have a lot of time on their hands. Yep.
Yeah. So my perspective on everything that's happening, it's like, because for me, that was what got me to sort of move to this other direction. Because I was like super depressed about everything. And then once I sort of realized like that when you start to understand that all these bad things are actually happening for you, like to help you, it made me understand that like the evil isn't necessarily bad. It's just something that's like you're attributing the meaning of it to be bad. But when you look at it from a broader perspective, it's like it's happening for you to help you to understand things.
Yeah, I think that's true, but I don't know if you'd feel the same way if you were anally raped by some black guy in a alley.
Sure, though the person experiencing that, they're not like they're having some sort of blackouts where they're not feeling and experiencing the whole thing.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm just saying that I do agree with that for the most part, but I don't like because I have had some people come to me and they say like, there is no bad, there is no good. It's all the same. And I'm like, I don't know about that because.
Well, everything has the meaning that you apply to it. Right. So
absolutely. You can
like,
make anything.
Certain people are very rigid with the meaning that they apply to things. But like when you can sort of adjust and sculpt the meaning that you're applying to something, it can totally change how you end up feeling about it.
Right. No, that I agree with. And then go ahead if you want to argue. Let's argue.
Oh yeah. I wanted to argue with you because your members in the chat, they get very triggered when people say that they're like that all mountains are melted buildings. And I know that you have a similar you sort of share their sentiment, and I wanted to talk about you with that, or talk with you about that.
So why say all?
Okay, sure. So my response to you would be, where is the original ground? Where are the other mountains coming from? Are they coming from tectonic plates?
What do you mean? I mean, why can't there be piles of dirt?
Okay, so next to these other mountains, next to these other melted buildings, now all these piles of dirt have just been brought there. Where do they come from?
No.
There needs to be an original floor.
Yeah. So I'm saying those ones I think are fine, but I'm talking about if I just get in my car right now and drive down the street, I would find a little mountain over here. But so if you say all mountains are melted buildings, I'm not sure that mountain right there is a melted building.
It could be a tree. Could
be a tree. So I think that's why people get triggered. Is why not just say there's a lot of mountains that are melted buildings?
Okay, so here's the thing. I assume you've watched the Awarenon.
Yes.
What on Earth happened? So you've seen all those massive trees that Awarenon speculated were from a Silicon era. Are you following me?
Didn't he go back on that or something?
I don't know if he did. I haven't been watching recently because I've not really been buying the second season of Lost History of Flat Earth. I just like stopped watching it because I just didn't really agree with them anymore. But my perspective is, if there was a Silicon era, no water was needed, then the original ground was the ocean floor, and we definitely have videos and photos of plenty of like constructed tile along that ground from scuba divers. So I mean, look, I don't know. I'm not saying that I know, but to me, nothing else makes sense. There has to be an original floor. Otherwise, where did all the mountains come from?
An original floor.
Like, you can't have some mountains come from somewhere and then others be melted buildings without some reason for it. You get what I'm saying?
So, for example, those islands we just saw, those are mountains, but they're not melted buildings, right? So I guess that's where I think I'm confused. Is that when they keep saying all, and I don't know why there's this fascination with saying all.
Because where is the original floor? How are some being mountains and some being melted buildings? That doesn't compute to me. Like, I did my Silicon era explanation not connect?
I got it. I guess
Should I say that differently?
No, I get it. I mean, but like if you go out about 5 miles from my house right now, you start heading out towards the basically the foothills of the Sierra Nevadas, and the Sierra Nevadas are 15,000 feet tall, right? And they are obviously very compact rock and dirt. So to me, if somebody said those are melted buildings, I would say, nah, probably not. Probably not all of them. And then if I have to get in an argument with somebody because they're like, no, all mountains are melted buildings, I say, what do you mean? How did the buildings melt perfectly right there with all those mountains to be right on the, right where they're at? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Okay,
so there was
you're saying that some of them maybe were melted buildings, but then
I would know
some others weren't, and then how do you explain where the rest of them came from?
No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But because
But you get my point.
Yes, but I don't see why there's this fascination with saying all.
Sure. Okay.
Like the Himalayas. The Himalayas.
No,
the Himalayas.
By far, most.
There you go. So the Himalayas, though, are melted buildings.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds crazy, right? And Mount Everest, with how high up it is,
right.
Yeah, it sounds insane. But when you I have no other explanation than how are some mountains melted buildings, but then Mount Everest, what is that? Like, there's no explanation, because if most mountains are melted buildings, then why is there any other mountains at all? There's not an explanation. And like I said before about the ocean floor with these scuba divers with these shots of having tile built into the floor, like it just the only thing that makes sense to me is that there was this previous silicon era and then silicon beings don't need water. And this whole idea is that they built this civilization up. There were quadrillions of them, and it was like
is there a belief that there was these huge trees then too, or no?
I'm sorry.
Was there a belief that at the same time there was these huge trees?
Yeah, I mean, I have a problem with that as well, though, because like, where were the trees growing on top of, right? Like, maybe because like they had to have started growing somewhere, and if the original floor was the ocean floor, why are some of these trees, we're seeing them up on top of what we're thinking are melted buildings? It's very
no, but how about like the Devil's Peak or whatever, Devil's Tower or whatever that's called in Utah?
I'm not familiar.
Let me see here, I'll find it for you. You know what I'm talking about? It was in Close Encounters of a Third Kind.
I've never seen it.
Oh. How old are you? You look my age.
38.
Oh.
Probably old enough to have seen it, but I'm not as interested in that kind of thing.
Well, you can see the show, or what? Can you see that?
Yeah, that's a tree.
Okay.
That's one of those silicon trees I was talking about.
Right. Okay. So that's all I'm saying is that, yeah, they go ahead, how big it is there. So when you said, so now this looks like it's on a mountain, right? So
that looks like a tree.
Yeah, this is a tree, but I'm saying it actually sits, if you look at it from far away, like here. You can,
that's really interesting what you're saying. It makes it seem like there were multiple separate eras, no? Oh,
I don't know. I don't see, but so like if you were to say this is a melted building, to me, I would be like, well, why can't it just be a pile of dirt? Like, I don't know.
No,
What's,
I understand. I understand
yeah.
what you're saying there, but the fact that you're showing me the tree on top of the mountain, this
Oh,
is
it's
the thing
insane.
that makes this so
Look at these
such a
columns.
conundrum.
So incredible. I'd love to go see that one day. Actually, the first place I want to go is the I want to go watch the Kanagawa sunset one day. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Please do not disturb prayer bundles and prayer cloths. Alrighty. So yeah, things like this to me, and it grows. You know, it grows in these hexagonal patterns that are exactly like we see elsewhere.
Yeah, but what do you
Whoa,
think
look at
is
that.
going on? Like, why? Like, if
So according to my wife,
do you buy this silicon era at all?
I haven't looked into it enough because I don't like to go too deep into things that I don't think can be proven conclusively, right? So like,
okay.
So I kind of feel like if, let's say there was something magnificent in the past, let's say there was a pterodactyl, right? Somebody found a pterodactyl 5 years ago or something. So
okay.
They would get rid of it and it would just be gone, right? There wouldn't be a way to figure that out. Like nobody's going to go researching and find out. The best that you could do is get a person's oral testimony that, no, we caught one, but it's going to be decomposed. They would have thrown it away. It'd be gone. They didn't take any pictures of it. So like, while it may be true, it's impossible to prove. So I feel like the same thing kind of with some of this stuff. Like I don't want to go looking too deep if I'm never going to actually be able to prove it. So my wife, though, she looks into this a lot. She loves the tree theory. And she thinks that they cut them down because you could see them from all over the earth, right? So you could see this tree from so far away that there's no way they could sell you on a ball or anything like that. You would
Absolutely.
So they had to cut
I
them
didn't
all.
never think about that. That's smart.
Yeah, so they had to cut them all down. So there's quite a few of these. That's why I showed her the video of Antarctica the other day, and that was just an insane video because the guy's like, "Look, I know what they're hiding in Antarctica," and you just see this helicopter flying in. You're like, what? I don't see anything. And when it kind of turns this corner and gets ready to land, it's like the base. I don't know what base it was. I didn't say on the video, but like the base was on top of the fucking tree trunk. It was like incredible.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. That was fascinating to me what you showed me.
Yeah. So anyway, have you ever seen the "There's No Forests on Flat Earth"? The video?
Can you send a link?
Jeez, I don't know if it's still on YouTube. Let me check. I haven't looked at that in forever. So this is probably 4 or 5 years ago. Some guy made a video called "There's No Forests on Flat Earth," and it was like the hit video for like a year, where people were just talking a ton. Some people absolutely hated it, and some people thought it was like my wife loved it. Let me see. It was called "There's No Forests on Flat Earth," I think.
Yeah, I was a little later to the flat Earth stuff than you. I didn't figure it out till 20.
Oh, here it is. Yep, I'll give you the link. It's an hour and 20 minutes. Great film. He goes through and shows all the evidence that of the trees. It was such a good film. So anyway, I'll give you this link. Where do you want to put it in the chat here in the StreamYard? I'll put it in the YouTube chat too.
Yeah, so everybody can get to it.
If anybody hasn't seen, if you haven't watched this yet, you should watch this. There you go. And I'll put it in here. Where did it go? Chat. Who's talking over here? Oh, I see.
Cool. Well, I'll let you go.
All right,
I'll try to get you next week about radiation and that kind of stuff.
Sounds good.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right. Talk to you then, buddy.
Peace. All right, let's go. You have just no life, my friend.
What's up, Jared? It's RFB. It's Richie from Boston again.
I know.
Hey, brother, I heard you talking earlier. I'm just wondering if the Chinese drones have gotten to your anus at this.
I can't imagine being so pathetic. I don't even know. I'd probably just end it. I'd probably just end myself if that was me. Upside down guy.
Hey.
What's up, my friend?
How do I do is this Wednesday or Thursday?
It's Thursday today.
All right, so I should hold on to Ellen.
It's really almost. It's going to be Friday in 4 minutes.
Well, can I last that long? That's the question.
That's pretty sad.
I don't know where to look. I'm going to look down here. What are we talking? I just I got kicked out.
It's been all over the place. Tonight. It's been all over the place. Oh, you're drunk, right? Thanks.
And I try to bring a bicycle gang or a motorcycle gang. I tried to make a motorcycle gang realize their 5-year plan. the motorcycle gang didn't have a 5-year plan.
A 5-year
And
plan?
yeah, a motorcycle gang. You know how they're fucking rough and tough. There might have been a slur cuss word, but the motorcycle gang didn't have a 5-year plan, and they got pissed instantly. I was like, "Hey, do any of y'all have a loan on your motorcycle?" I called it a bicycle. Okay, I'm gonna retract it. I was like, does anyone have a loan on their bicycle? And they're like, "What? Oh, your motorcycle." I was inferring moped, but they got so fucking pissed because they don't have a community revolved around building up. So I try to, I try to say, okay, you get your little interns or whatever you want to call them.
Have you ever thought of reducing the alcohol intake consumption? Like slightly, like half.
That would probably relieve my suicidal. Like,
yeah, I think so.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter.
I don't drink, and I'm telling you, it matters.
Like me reducing my alcohol content is sounds like someone like reducing their rent content. Like most people rent.
Well, the difference is that you can do one, and it's hard to do the other.
All right, okay. I'm slightly drunk right now.
Yes,
and
my guess would be if you were to have a chance to perform in bed right now, it would be horrendous.
How do I look? Am I upside down?
You are upside down, yes.
Okay, that's all that matters. But, well, hey, you didn't have your calls showed yesterday, so maybe you're to blame for my
Yesterday's
drunkenness.
Wednesday.
Now I'm the victim.
No, today is the day for the call-in show. It's Thursday. You're off.
It's not Wednesdays?
No.
Is it not?
No.
Is it really not?
So, am I correct though? If you had a girl come by the house right now, you would not be able to perform. Let's be honest. It wouldn't go well. She wouldn't be telling her friends about it.
No, because I'd be like, hey, how do you feel about watering tomato plants? And she'd be like, what? Like chickens? And she'd be like, like her fucking wearing a tube top. It wouldn't work out. Well, okay, all right. Tonight wouldn't have gone over.
Yeah, I know.
Should I turn this off? Should I turn this off?
Where are you at? In a car? I can't tell where you're at. I don't feel like flipping my head around.
Are people complaining about the time? How long have you been live tonight? Can you ask that?
It's too late. I'm going to go smoke in the garage and
Rokfin. Am I the final call?
I'm gonna go back to Radomire's.
Hold on. Hold on. I got alcohol causes Tourette's. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. That's so.
Do you know people contacted me to tell me that? People contacted me to tell me I was wrong about that girl. Can you believe it?
Finish him.
No, your friends. Finish. Give me 3.5 more minutes.
No,
you should. I'm not going to tell you how to fucking do your show. But then on Telegram, I'm telling you how to do your show. But like, I'm not going to tell you publicly how to do your show. You should. It should be like 3.5 minutes, like 33.
333. Maybe we'll do that next time. 333 sounds.
3 minutes and 33 seconds. Like, well, when you talked about Jesus, if you talk about Jesus, it should be 7 minutes. Just because, I don't know.
Green Bastard just says he misses the old Baby Truther show every Thursday with Weiss and Stein. Let me just tell you,
Alex,
do
you talk to Alex Stein? I feel like I live like 12 minutes from Alex.
Yeah, I talked to him. He's busy.
I don't. Was there a good conversation piece for tonight?
A couple calls were good.
Because I either want to talk about chemtrails. We're not talking
about that. And prank calls
or evolution. What was the other one?
There was a lot of prank calls tonight.
Tonight? There's prank calls tonight?
Well, there's one guy who called 3 or 4 times that just wanted to mouth off.
Was it Crumb?
Remember Brenda? Brenda also called earlier.
Brenda from Made by Jim Bob?
Yes.
Brenda called you?
Yes. She was like the first call or second call.
Okay. I don't want to sound homophobic, but what do you refer to Brenda by?
Brenda.
Well, what's Brenda's pronoun?
I don't care. Brenda. I would stay away from the pronouns there. I would just say Brenda.
Yeah, I'm glad you answered.
Okay, 30 seconds, go.
30 seconds.
Emilios, man, I agree. G&M was the best show ever, and people complained they hated it.
Good Morning News Network. Hey, do you know
No.
the guy from The Office had Good News Network? Do you know the funny guy? Not
10 seconds.
Have you seen The Office?
Yes.
Do you know how that love relationship where like there was like that side? I don't know anyone actors' names. I'm horrible with actors' names. Like the side actor's name.
I bet you
with the
you're. I
reception.
bet you you're better sober. At the actors' names.
No one cares. I don't think anyone cares.
No?
This late in the night.
Probably
But
not. All right.
all right.
I gotta go.
Good News Network. Good News Network.
Yes, it's called Global News Network.
No. Okay. I'm saying the guy from The Office.
Okay. Yes. Go.
He did like 6 shows. He got paid $40 million to stop doing Good News Network.
I don't want to hear that.
And it was the Office guy that was doing good news during COVID sessions. So like there was like uplifting news on YouTube. He was getting,
And they shut him down.
he was getting like 60 million views a week. Just everyone.
Somebody showed me
was-
that TikTok. Oh, not TikTok. There's a girl from OnlyFans that doesn't even get naked. That
Jenny. I'm just kidding.
No.
What?
There's-
Don't cut me off yet, Jaron, please.
some girl made $50 million, I guess, and she's like doing music videos. They're horrendous, and she's nasty with like gold teeth in her grill. And anyway, I guess she made $50 million.
Hey, have you like? I don't want to get people into the lottery, but I want to like get back into your water concept.
We're not getting
Like,
into
should
different
we
concepts.
should we focus on like water and pray that like one of us?
Yes, we're gonna do
wins
that.
the
We're gonna do
lottery?
that on 9/11.
Like one of us wins the lottery.
That's a good idea. I like it.
We could pick because it's weird. If you look at lottery winners, it's more like 4 or 5 people as a group.
I can't look at you upside down.
It's
It's
always
tripping
a
me out.
group.
All right, I gotta go. We'll talk later. Claptrap. It's been fun. Later. All right, Radomire, you have to head and get me out of here. Let's go. Let's be quick before somebody else comes in. You're on mute, I believe. You are not coming through. There you go, Radomire.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Why am you have it on echo?
Why
You-
am I-
no, I can't do it. I can't do that.
Let's see if I can put the.
Okay, go.
Hear me properly now?
I knew it. See, somebody called in. I knew it was going to be this way. You're only supposed to call in one time, so be quick. You have 1 minute. Go. Radomire. That's a good idea. Wow, I never thought about that. Remote view the lottery. I don't know what's wrong with your thing. Let's go to.
I don't know what's
Serge
wrong
real
with your
quick.
thing. Let's go to.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Yeah, I've never called in before. I've just listened for a few years.
Nice.
I've just noticed there's a big a thing all the flat earthers say that we that I seem to see a big or seems to be wrong. Where
Okay.
nukes aren't real. They don't actually blow shit up. If you like watch all the Galen Windsor videos, it seems like they're it's more like some sort of radiation flash. And so then also when you look at all those high altitude things where they did all those radiation flashes at different levels,
right?
If you actually watch them, they're all different colors. So maybe that's when you really think about how spectroscopy works. Then it actually would make sense that if it's basically if they're like different layers of the gases, like let's say noble gases or whatever, the different density levels, then it would flash because it would be all that's there. It would be like isolated. There wouldn't be anything except for that gas. So if they were looking to see the different thicknesses of those layers,
Are you talking about? Are you saying if stars are nuclear explosions?
No, not at all. I'm talking about the high altitude where they did all those.
Yeah, Project
nukes where they
Fishbowl,
launched-
Dominic. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And most of the flat earthers, they say that they're trying to blow up the dome, but we know that nukes aren't real. What they're actually doing is they're trying to use like the concept of spectroscopy to actually use like an alpha, some sort of really powerful flash to see what kind of color it is, and then that's basically will show them what kind of gas is, like how thick the layers are before the next color is. Will show them the next.
I got
that's
you.
where
So
the next
you mean testing
layer of gas would start.
Testing what was?
Yeah, they're just
up there.
testing the layers of gas.
Yeah, I think that makes much more sense because I've always thought about that too. I guess I've always wondered why would they be launching bombs in the sky?
And it also makes sense where it shows like when they say for the military manuals where it's like for nuclear, like what they say is a nuclear blast, they're supposed to dig a trench in the ground. That makes no sense except for if you realize what Galen Windsor says, that if it touches your skin, you're dead. But if you basically get dirt between you and itself, then, and like we know, everything disappears into the horizon. So if you're far enough away from it that it's in the horizon and you make even the tiniest little amount of dirt or you're in the tiniest little trench, that flash will go over you and it won't harm you, right?
So what is the flash supposed to be that would harm you?
Well, I don't know, whatever that thing that makes all your teeth fall out and your hair fall out, and it's like that alpha, like when Galen.
Yeah, I never
have you
know what
watched
that is
any of the Galen Windsor video where he says they makes like the air glow blue, and they like when you do enough concentrated, I think uranium or plutonium in a certain radius.
Yeah,
something like that.
I don't know why there's an echo. Makes me not want to talk.
Sorry, I get
Now
kind of an
batting.
echo. Maybe it's this little speaker I got.
Number 23. Manimoto. That's fun. I can do that all night. All right, I gotta go. I can't listen to myself. That's annoying. I cannot stand echoes. All right, I'm heading out. Who is this? Oh boy, Stephen David. You have 1 minute. Go quick.
Fine. Your fucking theology is a joke, dog. What do you?
Thanks. All right, that was fun. Yeah, you know what's not a joke is that the biblical cosmology, that's or theology, never a joke. The one in the three people in one, and God had to send his son to die for our sins, a blood sacrifice. That theology is right on point, but mine's a joke. You people are funny. Look how angry they get. Look at these. It's like Jesus would be so proud. He'd be so proud. It's been fun. All right, let's head out of here. I am going to go head out to the garage and enjoy some schmirky. And let's see here. What do we want to head out with? We'll play the intro on the way out of here. Tomorrow, Jeranism show. Between 12 and 2. That's my guess. I've got about half the show written. And should be fun. Thank you guys for being here. Support the show if you could. You can go Cash App, $Jeranism if you enjoy it. I was just talking to... It's getting kind of questionable. I might have to start putting in applications. Ugh! Don't want to do that, but gotta do what you gotta do. And become a patron. $. No, that's wrong. Patreon.com/Jeranism. Or go to Rokfin. And for $10 a month, you can sign up there. I haven't had a sign up at Rokfin in almost a month, 3.5 weeks. So somebody get over there and change that for me. Or not. It's all right. We will see you tomorrow. Sound good? Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Please don't drink and drive. If you want to get drunk like a claptrap, just don't drive in your car. You'll be fine. And don't have any plans with the opposite sex. And you should be good. Oh, let's go check the tips real quick and thank you for the super chats. I'm going to check the tips at Rokfin real quick. I didn't check that. Thank you very much. We got 11, my favorite number. Well, 22 is really my favorite number. Whoops. Jenny, tip $5, says episode 7. I totally missed the first 6. The more you know. Keep it weird, folks. You haven't seen the Speaker's Corner? You gotta be kidding me. There is 6 other episodes. They're all on Rokfin and YouTube. Tip $2 minus 0.33. Thank you, Anyword. Bex, thank you very much. And Bex, I saw you said something else nice. I forgot when it was. You said something nice earlier. I forgot what it was. What did you say? Oh, I think you called me a machine or something. Wouldn't be the first time. La Machina. Fishhead Montana says #1 show on the internet. You are correct, sir. You are correct. That is, it's not even a rumor anymore. It's like known. So I think that is all we have. Yep. Let's head out. We're going to listen to the intro on the way out because I don't have the outro ready. That's why. All right. See you guys tomorrow. It's been fun. I remind you, do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe all the bullshit you've been taught. Till tomorrow. This has been Jeranism, and peace.
This is a test.
This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Welcome. This is the Jeranism show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the Speaker's Corner, where we speak truth, seek truth. Speaker's Corner, yeah, they see through, we see you. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is art on the Speaker's Corner. 2 minutes hit the spotlight. Speaker's Corner, where 2 minutes gets your mind right. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is art on the Speaker's Corner.